All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's show. I hope you guys have had a good week. I'm joined by Loke7. And today we're going to be primarily focusing on what happened at the GDC. Glad to have you with us, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Loke, how are you,
hmm
sir? What you been up to? And what are you playing? What have you been playing?
I'm literally playing right now. What is this game called? This construction game,
Construction game.
construction simulator. Yeah, I'm literally playing construction simulator as we speak right now. But this week, the whole week I've actually been able to um progress somewhat on Wu Tang
Yeah.
Fallen Feathers. I finally beat the boss. So there's that.
Okay, wow. So you're playing Wu Chang. So tell me, which boss are you talking about, and how far are you in Wu Chang?
In the castle, well, I don't know how many castles exist or abound in Wuchang, right? But
Okay.
I'm in a castle. I finally beat the chick that was guarding the door to the bloody castle,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, man, I'm just really excited for that.
Welcome in, Fuzzy. Okay, cool. So wait, like
Hey,
late stage game, early stage game. Where
I
exactly?
think I think I'm still in the I think I'm still in the early game. Like I don't wanna overestimate my abilities. I think I'm still in the early stages. Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. But how are you finding the
Yeah.
game? Are you enjoying it as a Souls like? I'm
Listen,
not a huge
after I
Souls like guy.
finally
Yeah.
after I finally destroyed that bitch, yeah, I'm enjoying it a little bit more, bro.
Okay.
I kind of felt
Okay.
like I kind of felt like my money had been taken from me. Well, not
Mm-hmm.
money because I'm playing it through Game Pass, but still, I kind of felt like I was wasting my time with it, really.
Okay. So
But
okay.
go ahead. No, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I still remember some of that game. I played, I think, up until like the second or the third village. So if I think of the bosses, I can remember a couple. I think the hardest one was it a female, but it's the one where you have the ghosts, and then I eliminated that one. Oh yeah, no, it's the guy in the garden. Did you beat the dude in the garden?
Yeah, yeah, beat him up. I think I beat a guy in the garden. Is he
Yeah,
inside
so
a
it's a
complex?
small little
Is he
courtyard.
inside of
Yeah,
a?
it's a small little courtyard. You walk into the
Yeah, yeah.
courtyard,
Nah, I
then
beat
you
his
face
ass.
off the
I beat his
guy.
ass.
Okay, all right.
I beat
So
his
I
ass
got
like I
past
was
that.
gay. That's how much I beat his ass. Like I was gay.
I'm glad you had fun with it. And
Yeah,
then
man. I had a
after
ball
that,
with his ass.
there's another the section that I made it to is another village where you sort of walk on the roofs, and then you get to a building where there is like a bird like boss that you have to fight. You go up the stairs, and the it's like a they emit
Oh
like a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
glowing
yeah,
music.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Beat his ass.
Okay, I know. Good to hear.
Beat
And
his
then after
ass.
that, did you go down the little stairway? There's
Yeah,
like
I
a
did go
stairway
down
that
the stairway.
opens up beneath like a statue, and that's where you
Yes,
meet those
yes.
crab scorpion things,
That's where you meet what? That's where
those
you get
funny
into like a
crab.
cave, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's like those crab scorpion looking things crawling around there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah, I think I
Oh,
already left that area actually. I
okay, so
beat
you're
those
way further
things.
than I am because that's as far as I could get in that adventure. Look, I
Uh-huh.
enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the costumes that you can get for your character because I primarily played female characters, so that worked for me. I liked those aspects of it. I enjoyed it more than I would say the average Souls game because I quickly get bored with these whole challenge based type games. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So where would you rank it in your Souls like stack?
Um I wouldn't say it's one of but the best. I wouldn't say that. It's
Really?
all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Not even in your, okay, so it's not even in your immediate top 10, top 15. Where would it land?
You know what the problem is? I don't spend enough time ranking these things. I just play the games.
Okay, but
I
just off by
But yeah.
heart.
But,
Rachie, welcome in as well. Glad to have you.
if I thought about it randomly,
Just like your gut feeling, like you know how you feel about a game until you.
it's not a top 10. Yeah, it's not a top 10.
Okay, top
If
15.
there's e- top 20, if I've played 30,
Wow,
if I yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow. Okay,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
It's all
So
right, but no.
okay. All right. No, look. As a Souls like person, I can't fault you. I can't tell you like where. Like for me, because I don't play a lot of those games, I would put it in my top 10 simply because I'm sort of a novice to that genre. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I think I had more fun with it than most Souls like games. So welcome in, guys.
Interesting. But you didn't finish
So
it.
no, I didn't finish it. I dropped it at some point. I dropped it around the same time. Clear Expedition came out. I
Uh-huh.
picked that up and I also couldn't finish that. I also just got burnt out with the dodge and parry mechanics on that thing.
You got
So are you
burnt
planning to
out
finish?
with Clay Obscure?
Yeah, I did.
That's wild. Okay. You wanted
So
to ask
actually,
me if I plan on finishing the game?
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's still installed. Right now
Hmm.
I'm just a bit lost in the castle. I'm gonna keep giving it a go. But I promise you, if it takes too long, I might just leave it as is and I won't even feel bad about it. Like that's how I feel about the game.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I feel you. And you finish games. I think you finish more games more
Yeah,
frequently than
I
I do.
actually
I
finish,
think,
yeah. Especially with there's a
yeah.
campaign, I want to see the credits roll.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that one. Yeah. So in terms of like what I've been playing, I've actually sort of like rediscovered wrestling games. I've really
Hey,
just so much time on. No, I didn't buy the new one. I'm still playing 2024 or 2K24.
games don't rot. Games don't rot.
Yeah.
Even if you're playing Know Your Role from back in the day, games
Mm.
don't rot. It's not food.
No, this is fact. Aside from that, I also just as we started speaking, I noticed that THQ has a sale on Steam. So I bought AEW Fight Forever, like the full-on pack that has all the different expansions and everything. And the reason I bought that game, because I didn't get a lot of positive reviews when it came out, was because of the modding community and the kind of stuff that they can do with it. I don't know if you're a big N64 person, Luke.
No, I wasn't.
You were,
That analog, Christ, that analog. I hated
yeah.
that thing. Ugh, that
Well,
thing pissed me.
the thing is, in South Africa, we never had N64, so I only experienced N64 later on once I got emulators. But it had some of the best wrestling games. In fact, most people will tell you like the best wrestling games ever made come from the N64, and they'll
Hmm.
mention three games in particular, and that is WCW, NWO, Revenge. That's one. Guys in the chat, you'll correct me. Rachie, I know you're a wrestling guy. Fuzzy. I wish Fight Forever was better. Got it day one. Sorry about that.
These games
Fuzzy.
are not available. These games are not available on PlayStation 2. Is that what's
No, no,
happening?
no, no. The N64 ones I'm counting down.
That's what I'm saying. The ones that you're talking about are not available on
Yeah, yeah.
PlayStation 2.
No. This was PlayStation 1 era. This was N64 days.
Okay, but
So
then they were ported to the PS2.
no. They're exclusively locked. The only way you can play them is if you either have an N64 and you have the cartridges, or you get the emulator, and emulate via ROMs. That's the only way that
Okay.
I'm aware of that you can play those games. But like they are, like N64 is well known for having some of the best wrestling games in history. Well, I was still counting down. It's No Mercy.
I'm not taking your not taking your word for it because I had a blast with wrestling games on the PS1 and the PS2.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, same here.
sleepless nights types of fun on the PS1 and the PS2. So I'm not going to take your word for it that the N64 is this and all that.
So it depends who you ask, right? So
Yeah.
anyone that grew up with an N64 will tell you that they agree, and the consensus is widely that Aki, the same guys that made Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam 2, were the makers of those games using the same or a derivative of that engine. So they made 3 of the most highest rated, I believe, WWE or wrestling games, which is WCW, NWO Revenge. They did WWE 2000 or WWF 2000, and also No Mercy, which is held by a lot of people as being the best. The only other games that will be listed or that will be put on that list will be SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, on PS1. Then it would be Here Comes the Pain on PS2.
Okay.
And then maybe you can squeeze in Shut Your Mouth there at number 6, but that's the top 5 in terms of the greatest wrestling games as far as everybody's concerned. But Fuzzy says SmackDown versus Raw was the peak for me. Yeah, I think as well for me as well, Fuzzy. That's where I sort of
that was peak.
To that series was when we got there. After that, was good. But anyways, I think without further ado, let us start the show. So I don't know if you've been following the happenings over the last week, Loke, in regards to GDC and some of the things that went down. I think there's one big highlight from, I think, everyone, which was
Jesus, what is that sound? What is
Sorry,
going
guys.
on? Hey, that was loud, brother. We hear you. We appreciate you. Welcome in, Ty. God damn.
Sorry about that.
Talk about an entrance.
Had some errands to do.
Hey, these black guys, huh? Always so flamboyant
black
and
European
loud.
Guys.
Huh?
These black European guys.
Bro, not like the Africans. The black Africans are better.
I apologize.
Welcome, Ty.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good. What did I miss? Is that a game we're seeing?
No, we're just talking about what we're playing. This is from the Future Games Show. Did the Future Games Show happen in parallel with the GDC, or did it happen? It's not in the same location.
I still haven't seen that. I do plan on watching it.
Okay, so it's happening.
Discuss.
So I'll just
It's not... Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so the footage that you're watching is from the game showcase. I'll start it over. I don't think you've missed much, but all these are games that were shown off at the Future Games Showcase. So I'm not sure if this happens in the same I'll say venue or the same. I don't even know if it's in Europe or this is happening in America, but it's nice to know. We'll go over this towards the end of the show. So we'll basically be talking about GDC, some of the most noteworthy things or discussions that came out of there, which is, of course, the Helix talk and Xbox's next strategy. Unfortunately, we can't get away from Xbox on this podcast. Guys, thank you for joining. Fuzzy, Rachie, glad to have you guys. Please hit the like button whenever you can. All right, so first things first, what would you guys like to talk about? Do you want us to get straight into the Xbox stuff and get that out of the way? The only other thing we can get into...
GDC. I want to see all the coping.
All the?
Coping.
Who's coping? Who do you think is coping?
From GDC.
But like, who's coping? Is it Microsoft? Is it the fans?
GDC is a coping session as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's
so I
not.
I want to see who's coping this time. That's what I want to see.
The developers, right?
Yes.
No, there's no copy for GDC. GDC is it's legit. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a legit coping session. Yeah, you're right.
So Rachel says, "Well, you want Black European fictional world, The Way King. The Way of the King book series is quite good.
The Way of the King.
Yeah, that's if you're looking for a Black European fictional world.
Why not The Way of the Chieftain? I don't understand.
Oh gosh.
Do you know what? Yeah, who does anybody know who Rachel is? I don't mean that like in a creepy way, but like, is he like European, Canadian?
Rachel,
I
what are you?
Like, is he
are you
is he a
human?
man? Is he a woman? You know, like
I don't know, man.
Is he the
Rachel,
70s,
don't answer
80s,
that question.
90s?
Don't
Rachel,
answer that
please.
question. This sounds
You can-
loaded. It
you
sounds
can
like
tell
a
us-
loaded
Because the
question.
name is Rachel, but then there's like an alien on his thumbnail. I just don't understand what we're doing here. Like, who is this
No,
individual?
Rachel, do not answer that question. This is loaded. They want to report you to ICE.
Oh my gosh, we were not even in America, dude. Like, how can we report Rachel? Is Rachel even American?
I have no
Yes,
idea. Like,
All right, let's
I
get
really
back on the
I really
show.
don't know
Let's
anything
leave
about. I
Rachel
don't even know
alone.
like his age range. Like, I have
Let's
no idea who
leave-
this dude is.
Let's leave Rachel alone.
Rachel-
Let's focus on the
No. I mean, I
from
think we all love
GDC.
Rachel. It just I've just realized that like we love Rachel, but we don't know anything about Rachel. That's it. That's literally it.
He's Rachel. That's all that matters.
Fair
That's
enough.
all that matters.
But Rachel, you can also just let us know what you identify as. We're comfortable with that as well, right? We're
Yeah,
very
so-
progressive.
No.
Good.
No, Ty works for the Rothschild, Rachel. He works for the Rothschild.
I don't know who these people are.
Don't do it. Of course, that's what you were told to say, Ty.
Oh wow! So
You
Rachel
see,
is
I knew it was something. I knew it. I knew it was some mix. I was like, there's something about this guy that I'm like,
What
yo, he's
is-
not Loke. He's not
Yeah.
Usher.
What he say? What he
said
say?
it's
He's 50% Salvadorian, 40% French
Salvadorian.
Canadian,
Yeah.
and maybe 10% Native Canadian.
Oh, okay, that's why we like him, probably.
He
Yeah,
is the
no.
definition of diversity, Rachel.
He's
So
walking
since we're at it,
diversity.
since
He's
we're
a
at it,
man of the world.
Fuzzy, what about you? Do you want to share with us what your
Are you a pale white, Fuzzy? That's
What
what
your
Oshus
background
wants
is.
to know.
jeez.
Seriously, we're chasing viewers away with these questions.
Because
Seriously.
Richie does he plays live service games as well. He plays hardcore
Yeah.
games as well. And then he just said like, yo, check out Brandon Sanderson's The Way of the Kings. I'm like, wait, what? Like who's this individual? Like
Isn't that like one of your books, Ty? Isn't that one of like the books that you sort of tell me about? Like,
no, well, not this one, but just like every time I engage with him, he seems to know like
Yeah.
a lot of. He's a very
Diverse
cultured
things.
man. Put it that way. Like he knows a lot of things. So
no, okay.
Mhm.
Thanks for sharing, Rachel. So Rachel says I identify as an
we're done
ex-con.
glazing
Hey,
Rachel now.
same
Yeah,
here.
that,
Rachel.
that's what it's turning into. Yeah, is this a Rachel Glazathon? What's happening?
Yeah,
Of
okay,
course,
that's-
I think we should have an episode for like all like our biggest supporters, where we just for half an hour we just
Just
glaze
glaze
them,
them,
and then we just it's about them. That would be pretty awesome. Oh yes, the other thing that I want us to discuss if we get to it at some point in time is I want, and I said I mentioned this in the previous show. I've got a couple of names shortlisted. I want to rename the show and actually have not just like my my gamer tag or my handle, but like have an actual name for the show. So you guys, if you have any suggestions or recommendations, please let us know in the chat. All right, cool. So
Sausage Fest. Let's call it Sausage
Oh my
Fest.
God. Why? We have some female. We have a 0.5% female audience on the show.
It sounds like a sausage fest to me. 0.5, not even 1%. God damn.
Well, you can say like it's it's
God damn,
Cat
not even
will drop by once in a
1%.
while. So
Half a percentage.
she makes up the majority of our female viewership. But there's a lot of people that like I know from work as well that do tune in and out here and there.
Bruh, you showed your podcast to people at work. Are you
Yeah, why
trying to get fired? So like now I need to censor the things I say because it's like ushers can't be, socializing with,
Oh gosh.
these type
we,
of
we are
people.
we are responsible here. Just like you can say whatever, as I said, like this is a space where you can say whatever you want to say, but at the same time, I
Luck
think
is not a fan of free speech, man.
yeah. Anyways, let's get started, guys.
That's actually
All
funny.
right, because Luke is gonna leave a little bit early, Tai. So
Yeah.
I want his take on this. So Tai and I had a couple of back and forths. Tai, should we start with that? Should we start with Colin?
Yeah. That's a good place to start.
And then Jeffy.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Okay, cool. So where do I start? I'm going to start where they started talking about Project Helix. So guys, if you don't know, and I'm sure you guys know, hey, Fuzzy is telling us about himself. I'm mostly Italian and German. So wow, this is a pretty awesome...
Italian and German. Nice.
We have a pretty awesome supporter group.
Diverse.
Very diverse, you know.
Yeah.
We have people from all backgrounds. We just need more female people, guys. Get more girls to watch the show.
Or maybe you guys could identify as female, and then that.
Really?
Like, I don't know.
I identify as female in games. That's as far as I go.
So it actually counts. Welcome in, mademoiselle.
Second. I'm looking at the chat thinking you're actually welcoming somebody in. Anyways,
Hey,
so let's get to it. Futsek is a nice way of telling someone in Wakanda.
Don't say, dude, when you say it, the joke kind of loses its
Yo, get to the talking points quickly. Let's go.
All right. Let's get to the talking points. Let's see. Here we go. So we have the Honorable David Jaffe, one of Luke's favorite game devs, as well as Colin. This is one of Tai's favorite people in the world.
Colin Moriarty.
Yeah, Colin Moriarty.
Wait, were they together?
Yeah. So they were doing a they do a podcast together. Basically, what the conversation was here was them
nothing
talking
of value.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna mute you, Luke. You need to go, so you need to stop. You need to stop with your what you call it, your sideways comments. So basically, they were having a discussion breaking down Xbox's strategy going forward, the prospects that might be presented by Project Helix, and as well as just how they see this playing out. So this was a very interesting conversation. Taya and I had a back and forth about this, and we're interested to hear what you guys think. Okay, so let me get this on. And please feel free to stop the recording at any point in time, and then we shall dissect. Where is this?
Not PC gamers know what they're missing. They think they know what they're missing. And with this Xbox or with the Steam box, like if you look at the market and you look at all the people who are analysts and talking about these cheaper games and things like Peak or Repo or RV There Yet, or, any of these things that kind of come out of nowhere and burn really bright for 3 or 4 or 5 months and make tons of money, and then they go on to the next thing. That's the world of Steam. The return policy, the Next Fest, the constant demos. It is the community that you're able to build compared to PS6 and Xbox in terms of the social aspect of Steam. Your profile and the chats, and you can gift things to people. It's so robust as a ecosystem that I think when console gamers, if they can communicate to them, and I think Xbox could do this too, but they've got to redesign their store and all that. And who knows how, Steam's been around forever. It takes time to do that. But I think if they can communicate that to console gamers, especially ones coming out of the Switch, like young kids, this is where the friend slop is. This is where the friends are going, oh, you got to jump in and play this crazy fucking game, where you're a fucking corpse and we each control one of the limbs of the corpse and we're trying to kill people, whatever the fuck it is that day.
Sounds great.
Yeah. So I don't think it's just going to be for PC gamers if they can communicate what it is. But if they can't, you're right.
So yeah, I'm gonna agree there as well with what
I wonder what the
saying.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with what Jaffe is going to say here, because I think the key thing here for the Xbox Hybrid is marketing. We've already seen, platforms like Roblox, have more active users than PlayStation and Steam. So there's always opportunity there to grow or to do something unique. Not many people know this, but Epic is increasingly becoming the platform for gacha games, right? It's kind of realized like, okay, people are not really buying our games, but there's a lot of people who like gacha games. A lot of these gacha companies in China, they don't want to give Steam 30% of their cut, because if you think about it, for them, every single purchase is 30%. Now with Google, you kind of have to, you don't have a choice. But they're thinking to themselves, but we can run our own OS. We can run our own platform. So why would we give it to you? When Epic says, oh no, but come through to ours and we'll, we just place on our platform, maybe we take a 10% cut, or maybe we take nothing at all. So you start to see a lot of Epic's revenue go up, simply because these gacha companies don't want to, I believe, engage with Steam as much, and they rather obviously you buy their games or play their games on Epic. So there's definitely opportunity there, and Microsoft, if they market this device really well, and that's so key. If you market this device really well, you will catch PC gamers for sure.
So my only question to you is that, do you think these guys that are not necessarily core gamers, in the sense that, as you mentioned, that are like more casual, do you think they're willing to drop the sort of money that's required to like in the I'm speaking specifically in the more console type of like market, like your AAA type of games? Are they willing to spend on those games, or are they happy just playing gacha games? And would that open, then how does that link, basically? That's my question. How does that talk to Xbox releasing hardware that's going to be $1,000, if that's who they play into?
Because the value proposition is supposed to be insane. Now, we don't know what it's going to be, but from what the rumors, because we kind of talked about the levers Xbox can pull, the chipsets, economies of scale, they don't have to, they're not looking to make a profit per se, like a 15 to 30% profit, like all the other PC hardware companies will do. They have access to, obviously, storefronts. When I say storefronts, I mean like retail stores, and they have the marketing prowess to be the number one PC provider here. So the question then becomes, if you're a PC gamer and you're looking to purchase a PC, if you're looking to purchase a PC, a pre-built PC, this is probably the device for you, because the value, the price to value ratio will probably be the best in the market. That's number one. Number two, Valve did release that picture that says 70% of Steam users out there are the Steam machine is either equivalent or more powerful than. And I look at the Steam machine, and it's I don't think it's a current gen console. It feels like it's a bit outdated now, because it's kind of in between. It looks like it's in between the Series S and PlayStation 5, more or less, like in between that kind of bracket. So if you're looking for so if you're a PC gamer and you're in that kind of you're in that 70% mark that Valve said, Steam players are, the question then becomes, why purchase a $700 machine, Euro machine, aka the Steam machine, that's already weak, that's already not seen as a next-gen device? Why not spend an extra $200 or $300 to get that next-gen device, which is the Xbox Helix, and then you've kind of future-proofed yourself?
Okay, I hear you. So Rich says, I had my used PS5 for like 18 to 20 months, and I only bought FF16 and deep discount, didn't play it, just free to play games. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting, Richie. Sony didn't make any money off me. Well, outside the console, yes, they didn't. So, Luke,
I
your
feel
take?
the same way.
Oh,
I feel the same way as what Richie's saying. I bought a couple of games on the PS5, and that was it. I got nothing else to say about the PS5. As for what Ty said, I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated with these companies wanting top dollar, but not giving us top performance. It's really pissing me off. It's like they're trying to outmaneuver each other to see who is first to go full gung ho. He is a proper beast of a machine, and that really pisses me off. Like they're all asking us for a beast of a machine in terms of pricing, but no one is doing anything in terms of like delivering the product. So yeah.
Are you talking about PC space or console space, Luke?
I'm talking about PC as well, because technically the Xbox handheld is a mobile PC. All these other companies also have had their handhelds besides Steam, and everyone just keeps half-assing it. And I'm just tired of the conversation around half-assed products. That's really my takeaway from this.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue and hear what Colin and Mr. Jaffe have to say.
This will be like, I wonder what kind of economy of scale Valve can really take advantage of. They obviously have an enormous amount of money, but I was saying this to someone recently, and it is true. Like, got to be careful getting into hardware. Getting into hardware and it blowing up in your face can destroy your company, and that's what happened to fucking THQ. So, like, they were fine, except for the fact that you fucked the entire thing.
I was going to say that was even that little fucking thing was what killed them. That
because they made too many of them. Because remember what happened was that it was really big on Wii, and so they were like, oh, we'll port it to 360 and PS3, and then they made like millions of those things.
Oh.
And they were like, oh shit, now we have all this hardware, and that was the end of that. So
right.
I'm not saying
Valve has experience though, right? I mean, not as much as Nintendo and Sony, but they've got experience with selling the Steam Deck and their controller and their VR and all that shit.
I just wonder, there are certain things that they'll have to do to saturate the market that I'm not sure that their economy of scale can accommodate, unless they're going to sell things at a minor loss or maybe break even, which is like, you're going to have to sell these things in stores. You know, you're going to have to allow there to be distribution channels for your hardware. You're going to have to do things like this that are dangerous. Sony would love to sell every one of the PlayStations itself. You know, they would love that. They would think that would be the best. You go to PlayStation Direct, you buy it from them, it's awesome, but that's not the way people buy PlayStations, and they understand that. So they have to kind of factor all of that into everything. And so I think if they sell it like the Steam Deck, then it's going to be like as big as the Steam Deck, which is not very
right. I would agree with that. To some extent, I do think this is a more understandable product, though. I think when you say, look at all the games, look at the cost, you know, and you could say that about Steam Deck, but I don't know. I'm more, as they say, bullish on this one. Let me ask you this: do you think it is a meaningfully correct read, or do you think it's a minor blip that I think? When we hear what the younger generation of gamers are doing and playing and responding to, whether it is really young with Roblox or whether it's teenagers and with the friend swap stuff, I mean, that seems to be where the new generation of gamers is coming from. Do you agree that that is an appealing thing, whether it's Xbox or Steambox or PS6 if they put PC shit on it, to sort of have that walled garden less of a walled garden, so you're able to play a lot of this shit with your friends, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't meet the Nintendo seal of quality. It's less about that these days for these gamers, and these two boxes will deliver.
Just maybe you can
I think there's definitely something to that. I just wonder, and I think for Valve, I think that's an obvious win, although again,
where do you want me to speed up to?
Just speed like 1.5 or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know that Valve even needs to do what they're doing. And I'm actually kind of surprised by it. I think it's not risky, because they employ like 300 people. It's like hysterical how small the company is. And they make billions and billions of dollars in profit every year. If I were them, I'd be like, this is great. Let's remember, they stopped making games, basically.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, because they were like, we don't have to. Like, why would we make games? Why would we invest in any of this? And
I love how
look at hardware and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
I love how Valve can start making
people just
games.
Coming to you. And you being agnostic,
no one goes
everywhere.
crazy like Ushers, but when Xbox decides to put their games multi-platform, it's a problem.
Yeah, but
don't end me, Joe. Just play the video.
What?
Play the video.
But you made a statement. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Letting-
big.
I'm joking. I'm just trolling.
Like Helix is obviously going to allow Steam on it. It's like, just let them come to you.
Do you think that? I don't know.
I think, well,
That's not what they've said.
they haven't said that. And by the way, you and I
they've gone
bumped
out
up
of their
to
way
that.
to say the Xbox Marketplace.
Yes,
So-
that's true. You and I have discussed this in the past, and I think this is the big thing with Helix,
Mhm.
is if they allow access to Steam, that's the end of
Oh,
Xbox.
absolutely.
Okay, do you guys
No,
believe it?
wrong.
I think that's wrong.
Incorrect.
I think that's wrong.
Who wants to go
Because
first?
the same Ty, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
The same way when listen, everyone, this is a financial orgy. Everyone gets a piece. So Steam being on the Xbox console is not the end, because yes, probably most people's purchases will be on Steam, but that one, if that's what happens, that's not the end of the road, because Xbox is obviously going to cut a deal with Steam so they can get a cut of whatever it is that Steam is getting for every game that is sold on the Xbox console for Steam. That's the first one. But the second one is, all Xbox has to do is make the price of their games and of their sales competitive with Steam. That's all it is, because you already have a bunch of people on Xbox that are like bought into the ecosystem of Xbox. Steam is just an additive. So all they need to do is make sure that when Steam has got a crazy sale on, they always have a crazy sale on the Xbox. That's all they have to do. Because the Steam thing is like for the games that are not like, I can't believe I'm about to agree with Jeffy, but fuck it. The same reason you have these games like Repo and whatever that are only on PC, but they're not on Xbox. All that's going to happen is the people that are on Xbox will keep buying their things from the Xbox marketplace, but also comparing the prices from Steam, and then the quote unquote PC exclusives that are only on PC. Guess what? They're now playable on the new Xbox, and that's the only thing that's going to change, in my humble opinion.
Time?
Yeah, so there's a very strong argument that they could have been, Xbox and Steam could have worked some kind of deal out, even like with Ubisoft and Epic. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, because I think even if Xbox wanted to work some kind of deal out, I think Valve would just call it a bluff, essentially, because they know that the device itself, one of the unique selling points is it can play all PC games. That's not necessarily great for Xbox. However, as Loco was saying there, that what's important is they need to match whatever Steam is doing when it comes to these sales and games. That's number one, or number two, I should say. But they need to make sure their application is actually up to par with Steam, because what will happen is there is something called the tyranny of default, where if this is the main platform, people will just stick to it. However, if they start to explore and the other one is better, now you're kind of screwed. The Xbox gamers who buy this device are gonna probably stay within Steam, within the Xbox ecosystem. The PC gamers who are buying this, not because it's an Xbox device, but they're just buying it because it's a good PC, these are the ones who are likely to probably stay in Steam or migrate to Steam. However, the key thing that Xbox can do here is that once they turn on that system, they'll be exposed to Game Pass. They'll be exposed to the Xbox ecosystem. And that's where you have the chance to pull them in with whatever unique selling points that you have. Game Pass is an obvious one, right? So give them 2 months of Game Pass for free. They're going to check it out. Integrate the Microsoft reward points into the actual games themselves. Maybe if you boot up the Xbox ecosystem, you get the equivalent of 20 cents, right? In dollar value, euro value. You play the game and you play Forza, and you finish a track race, the equivalent of 5 cents. Now, people might say like, oh, that sounds pretty cool, but that's not going to happen. I mean, Game Pass does this already. You sign into Game Pass, you get points. You play a racing game in Game Pass, you get points. You do certain achievements in Game Pass, fighting games, you get points. So I'm saying incorporate that. And I don't know if they don't do it on the Xbox store, but like incorporate that system into the actual game, so people are incentivized to play games on your platform. So that's another thing I would say. The final point here that I think is important is because Jeffrey said it right. They never said Steam per se, but I believe they will let you play Steam games on their console. But you can do this very differently. You can prompt them when they put on the system, put in your Steam ID. So Steam is in the background. You have it running in the background OS. The Ushers puts in his Steam ID, Steam password, and all Ushers' Steam games populates into the actual Xbox ecosystem store. However, you can't just go to Steam. If you want to go to Steam, you have to go into desktop mode and then do it the hard way, like the kind of cumbersome way. But if you're going to give somebody their ability to just play their Steam games, well, they might just play. They might not just go to Steam. They might not, go through that process of, okay, well, the Steam is already here, so let me just click Spider-Man 2. Boom, you're playing the game already. So in that way, you're kind of keeping them within your ecosystem as opposed to them leaving and going to some other place. So I think that would be an effective strategy. But even when he says this thing is dead on arrival, also it's dead, it depends. Like, what does it mean? Because for Ubisoft, I think 20 to 30% of their revenue comes from PC. But Ubisoft games are on Steam now. So, is Ubisoft? Do we predict that Ubisoft's PC sales are going to drop by like? When I say PC sales, PC sales from their storefront is going to drop by like 99%, all because it's on Steam. I don't think so. GOG is still running. Epic is still running. I think everyone has this idea that if you're not Steam, you're losing. But there's billions in this in the
That's
PC
what I said.
market. Yeah,
this is a financial orgy, bro. Everyone can get some.
Yeah, exactly.
So Richie says, I say Xbox should sell Helix at a loss, but charge $200 for for Windows XS. Oh god, that'll be an interesting strategy.
They're still gonna make a lot of money. Strategy,
Cotton. Very brave strategy.
I think they could still make money charging $200.
Yeah,
I think they'll still make money off of that.
Look, it's possible. Like I'm not gonna.
Because most companies use Windows.
So let me put it like this: I won't discount any of that as being possible. Like I think those are all things that could be possible, because we are literally in uncharted territories here. Like we don't know. I don't think anyone knows. What Microsoft is doing here is completely new from an industry perspective in terms of like what we've been exposed to. Yeah, so it's anyone's guess. But let's continue.
Absolutely, 100%.
And it's hard for me, like anyone who, let me put it this way, and everyone, you should clip this out and put this on Twitter or whatever. Anyone who gets access to Asha, right, the new CEO, or any of these people, the first question and then a series of follow-ups that you need to ask is, will it allow Steam and Epic and these other things on it? If so, how do you make money? That should be, and you should delve all the way into that. Like, that's the big thing when people are like, you'll have your access to your Steam library and all this. I'm like, so you're going to sell a piece of hardware and then you're going to give access to a different storefront and allow yourself to be totally
assuming
cut
it's
out
just
of
like anything else, right? It would be a percentage. I mean, you could say,
why would that be a percentage? Why would Steam, if Steam was running on a Windows kernel or whatever on a console, they're not going to cut Microsoft in. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
that would never
they
happen.
Can say we're not going to let this software.
Never is a very big word.
I think
this guy is throwing
around. They have a
Steam
Steam machine out there. They'd be like, okay, we'll sell our hardware and give that.
You can sell. Why would they agree? Okay, yeah.
So it's an Xbox backwards compatible machine and the Windows Store only. That thing is dead. Like.
Okay, so let's stop it there. What is your objection there, Luke? What are you?
He's making too many assumptions. He's making too many assumptions.
So elaborate there.
Well, look, before you even elaborate, I'll just even buffer your point. He's making assumptions and he's not backing anything up with it. He's just talking.
Yeah. Anyone can just
he's just saying things for the sake of saying things. And here's about this video, yeah. As you watch this video, you're gonna see that this guy gets like very emotes and kind of like flustered, and you're gonna see like Jaffe's quite cool and calm because Jaffe's asking the right questions, whereas he's just saying things like when he says like you know, it's dead or whatever it is. Like I'm just trying to understand like what is like the device is dead or the ecosystem is dead. Like is he saying that like everyone who buys his device is just going to migrate to Steam automatically?
I want to add to your point. This is one of the reasons why I was just like, I don't know if it's even worth engaging with this video at the beginning, Oshus, because maybe David Jaffe, maybe he has some hope, some redeeming qualities, but Moriarty is he might as well be employed by Sony at this point. So in terms of bias, it's like, I don't know if I'm trying to hear his opinion on anything Xbox. You know what I mean? It's like next week you're gonna bring us Dreamcast guy. You know? And
well,
you want me to
what's good about this video
dissect
is that
what Dreamcast guy thinks.
It's like Colin and actually Jaffe, they have a good back and forth here. That's actually why I actually enjoyed this video. Because he gets like they bring out good points, and I think they raise good points. But obviously, I think Colin's points are trash. But okay, but yeah, let's keep going.
Okay.
Well, actually, Ushers, what about you? Like, what do you think
about
him saying like this is dead on arrival if it has Steam on it?
So I think he's oversimplifying some very, very like Microsoft will not just greenlight something that they think is going to be dead on arrival. So I think he is oversimplifying.
That's an interesting point, but I would ask you this: why do you think he's oversimplifying it?
Well, that depends. Like, I mean, I think in his head he's done the maths, and again, like he's coming from a position where he's sort of been through this rodeo and he sort of understands as being a journalist who's worked for IGN and done all this stuff and has been around the industry and has been exposed to all this. I think in his head he's got a very simple mathematics in terms of like how he understands how consoles work and how consoles do not work, and based on his previous sort of exposure, that is why he can sort of like say this. And again, like I showed you that list in terms of all the other things that he sort of predicted. So he's taking a stab at it. He's not, to your point, he's not giving a good argument as to why he believes what he believes. Where I think Jaffe is failing here is he's not calling him out. Like, because the only thing that I notice here is that every single time like Colin has a very strong point, Jaffe doesn't call him out. Like, you know, when we have a back and forth, I'll stop you and say, oh, hold up. Why is that? Or if you disagree with something, you'll stop me and you say, okay, go. Why do you say that? He doesn't do that. They just sort of go along, and I suppose it works for their format, but he doesn't really critique his takes. So he just sort of bulldozes it at whatever like questions that Jaffe has. But I would love to know, to your point, I would love for him, as someone that is a journalist, to give critical, actual critique as to why he's saying these things. So I'm in agreement with you, gentlemen.
Sure.
Cool.
It's dead unless the Windows Store becomes the second coming of Steam. I mean, this is what I've been saying. My favorite console, and I'm
and this is my thing. I would have loved Jaffe to sort of elaborate and for them to go into that. What does he mean, the second coming of Steam? Like,
he does. He does go into it actually a little bit.
Okay.
I'm being silly with the semantics, but it feels the same. My favorite console this generation has been neck and neck between GeForce Now and Steam. And let's just take Steam because it's relevant to the conversation. But you know, that's the important part. I'm not saying the hardware is not important. Of course it is. But yeah, if you're right and they're not letting anything other than the Windows marketplace live there, I went to it today before we went live because I wanted to just see the state of it, and it's terrible.
There's no way, dude. There's no way that's what it is. Like, it's obvious that they're going to let you download Steam games. Like, it's obviously going to.
They've got a new launcher on PC right now that lets you play some Steam games. If you already own the Steam games, they will launch through the Windows launcher on your PC now, on your Xbox app.
Did you pause that?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. So I'm saying, I think by now they've established that it is going to be a full-on Steam and third parties. One of the graphics that Microsoft put out had all that, saying that you are going to be able to access third-party stores. It's part of their whole rollout plan. So this is not something that they're gonna cordon off or restrict.
My only push, some of the pushback, but my only qualifier here would be that like Ashley might have a different idea altogether. She might say it's not a bad idea, but how are we monetizing this? How does this help us more? Like it's gonna help sell the console, but I need this to increase profit margins. Therefore, I'm gonna say we should implement it this way instead. So I think there might be some nuance there, you know.
Okay. Luke, anything you want to add?
No.
Okay.
But you can't play all your Steam games. So
Right. This is, hopefully we get clarity on this at GDC. Either way, it's bad, in my opinion. Like either option is bad. One is worse than the other. Let's put it this way: like there's a 0% chance Valve is cutting Microsoft in on any money made on that machine. That's not happening because they don't you think? Why would they do that? Why don't they cut them in on Windows right now?
You mean Valve making money being on Helix?
Right. Why would they?
I don't
give a
think
shit?
they're interested
You know,
in it.
yeah,
Right.
like to them they'd be like,
Okay,
we're not cutting
pause
you in.
it.
And if you want to put us in there,
Pause it.
that's fine. If you don't, that just hurts you. It doesn't hurt us.
Pause it. So I think, and I might be wrong here, and we might find out that I'm super wrong with time, but I think it's an easy assumption. The way he's sure, I'm also sure in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Microsoft can or has already negotiated with Steam for a cut, because this is not PC.
Oh, okay.
This is a console. This is a console. So I think, and I also believe that Valve is not this immovable force that doesn't want to talk to no one.
Mm-hmm.
I can
well,
also
you think-
go ahead.
No, I was saying, so you think that there is a deal, or there are talks between Microsoft and Valve regarding having Steam being part and parcel of their next.
Yeah, I think it's already been done. That's
Okay,
why
wow.
they're making all these announcements. I think the ink is already dry. I think talks have been had with Epic, like the big boys on PC. I think Microsoft has sat with them and had a conversation with them, because again, 0% of 30 million is still 0%. And as much as Steam is kicking it, I don't see them turning their nose up at, hey, here's potentially 30 million more people that you guys could show your logo and potentially sell to 20%, because like that's what the global statistics are, right? Of like access versus actual payment when it comes to engaging with brands and whatever. So again, 0% of 30 million is nothing. So I personally cannot see a situation where Steam's like, nah, man, we're good. We don't want to make more money.
Okay, that's an interesting take. But what about the Steam Deck then? Not the Steam Deck, the Steam machine. Does it not muddy the waters if they're going to be making such agreements in terms of that being something that people are going to want to adopt? You don't think that will be affected?
No. I think Steam and Xbox are firmly in a different corner to PlayStation and Nintendo. I think PlayStation and Nintendo, and again, I'm not saying this to be like cruel or to say it's not going to work or whatever, but I think Nintendo and PlayStation are operating in a pre-2010 era of gaming, whereas Xbox and Steam they're living somewhere in the future where it's like the platform is not really the key, it's the games, which is what David Jaffe was talking about. You look at all these kids who hate it, love it or hate it, these kids make up the majority of gamers today. And you talk to these kids, they don't give a fuck about no PlayStation exclusive. They don't care about no Nintendo exclusive. They don't care about PC, Xbox. They don't care about nothing. They want to know where Apex is. They want to know where Fortnite is. They want to know where the game is. That's all they care about. They just want access to the game. And I feel like Xbox and Steam have firmly understood that, and moved in that direction, Nintendo and PlayStation, with success on their side, have moved in the opposite direction of no, we can still turn this to 1994 exclusives. That's all.
All right, cool.
We're gonna have and we're gonna have our own hardware that directs people to Steam and to Valve anyway. This is what I was, or Steam anyway. This is what I was talking about. Like, really, it doesn't make any sense, and that's why it's so obvious.
And pause. Please pause.
Like, and I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Please pause, Oshus. Again, he says that Steam is gonna be like, no, we have our machine. We don't need your machine. It's like, this is the PlayStation mentality, the Nintendo mentality of, we have our thing, we're trying to protect our thing. Steam doesn't care about we have our thing, we're trying to protect our thing. That's why Steam is on every machine that will have it. And that's why the Steam Deck doesn't have limitation of what you can put on it. Linux doesn't have a limitation of what, like, believe the corporations by their actions, not by what. No offense to Moriarty, don't believe what commentators say about the corporation. Look at what the corporation is doing. Valve is as open as that lady down the street. Okay? This attitude of they have their machine and they don't want to put anything else because their machine is going to compete, that's not how Valve thinks. And I'm not saying this from my personal opinion. I'm saying look at their behavior in the past. Their behavior has always been, who wants to party? We're open to party. So yes, they have their machine. But again, their machine is not going to be sold through like Game and all these other open stores. It's going to be just like the Steam Deck. So even Valve knows their machine's not going to crack 10 million copies sold. They know this. So why would you turn your nose up at someone that says, I have 30 million? That I want to work with you. I have 30 million pairs of eyeballs that I want to work with you to extract money from these 30 million. Why will Valve be like, no? If they know that they're not even going to get a crack at those 30 million.
No, I think that's that's a very fair point in terms of like the strategies are very different. And I see what you're saying about Valve.
And Valve's strategy has never been lock things up. This is not Nintendo. This is not PlayStation. It has never, ever been that. Why is it starting today? Like, past performance informs future results, guys. The reason why we shit on Xbox so much is because their past performance has been shit. The reason why a lot of people have a blind eye on PlayStation is because PlayStation, since the end of the PS3 generation, has been kicking ass. So why is it that logic, we've used this same logic for PlayStation, we use the same logic for Xbox, everyone's cool. Now we're not going to use the same logic for Valve. How does this make sense?
Okay, interesting. Welcome in, Kenwell. Glad to have you with us. So Kenwell, just to give you just the cliff notes in terms of like what we're doing here now, the point that you came in is, so we're basically having we're watching a conversation between Jaffe and Colin Moriarty, and they're talking about the Xbox Helix. So I will sort of go through the video. Please feel free to stop at any point in time, and when once they're done, we'll do the formal intros.
Okay.
You mean the hardware for them?
Yeah, this is it. I mean, like, and I think a big thing for them is they have what? Let's say 30 million people, consumers, right? Not nothing. You can't, well, you can do whatever you want. You could Dreamcast them and just send them into the wind. Or you can say, like, we kind of want to hold as many of these people as possible and convert them into PC gamers, basically. And we'll have backwards compatibility built in, and so you can play your old Xbox games, and we'll give you access to a smattering of stores, and we want you on Windows and all of that. But that's the off-ramp. Like, there's really no win, in my opinion, there's no win condition for this machine. Like, I had Tom from Moore's Law is Dead on, and a lot of it is circulating now. Like, the machine's going to cost about $1,000. It's funny because we've seen over the years with the defense of Game Pass and like the Series S or whatever, the Xbox fan base is, and I'm not saying based on their income, but based on their spending habits, are a money constrained audience. They want a cheaper machine and they want a subscription service.
Before he finishes the point,
before he finishes,
what he said before.
Wait. I'll let you go. So before he finishes, I just wanted. So Taye said to me yesterday he agrees with me and Colin on this point about Xbox's user base being a money constrained user base. But please, Taye, go ahead.
But what he said is, so here's the problem with this statement. Not even what he's saying now. I actually wasn't stopping you for what he said now. He said, there's no win condition for this machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Define win condition. What is Microsoft's win condition in this instant?
And how does he have access to that win condition?
Because I'll give you an example here. Before the Steam Deck came out, there's no win condition for the Steam Deck. There's no win condition for the PlayStation Portal. Okay, like where is that coming from? Because I could say right now, if the Steam Deck doesn't sell over 90 million units, it's a failure. Why? Because I'm comparing it to the Switch. Now the question you should ask yourself is, does Valve see the Steam Deck as a failure? So where is it coming up with this?
Yeah. So
metric? Because here's what I'll say yet. He would say, well, this is a PC. Okay, well if it's a PC, then treat it like a pre-built PC. Or is he saying that like, well, it's a PC, but I'm not gonna treat it like a PC though, even though I just called it a PC. I'm gonna treat it like it's a console, and therefore if it doesn't sell the same amount of copies as units as the PlayStation 5, which is 80 million plus, it's a failure. Like how do you come to this conclusion?
But Xbox never fails because they goalposts move.
Oh, Kendall, I'm so glad to have you.
Who's this guy?
Come on, Ty. You know that's right. They never fail.
Okay, but the question, Kenwell, welcome. But the question still remains. Like your comeback, very funny, very witty. The question still remains. How does he know what the win condition is?
Oh, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know. But
if we can agree on that specifically, if we can agree on he doesn't know, we don't fucking know. If we can agree on that, we're on solid ground and there's hope for the rest of this conversation.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So I think, I'm enjoying this. So let's keep going.
Then you're going to sell them $1,000 machine so that they can have their subscription service. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It's really nonsensical. And like, I think what they're doing is
I don't know if that analysis pans out though, because you really have to go back to the Xbox 360. And if you feel there's evidence in the 360 days that they were financially constrained, then I would agree with you. But the Xbox One is kind of a non-starter. And the Xbox Series X and S began life with that option, right? So that's what they've shown on this hardware in this cycle, but that's because that's what they were offered. I don't think they would have said we're not going to buy Halo at $70 if it wasn't on Game Pass. But if you're going to put it on Game Pass, I didn't buy it. I played on Game Pass. I'm not financially constrained. I'm just like, probably the reason I'm not financially constrained is I don't buy a $70 game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about people's income or the amount of money they command, but rather like what they're willing to spend. You see people being like,
but that's all they were offered.
Is on Game Pass. I'm like, Vampire Survivors is $5.
No, pause.
Okay. So before you go.
The function is Xbox provides people with a deal of, hey, there's this new Crash Bandicoot game on Game Pass. We own Crash. It's going to stay on Game Pass forever. Listen, this is not a cash or what do you call it? Cash deficient person. This is a person that saw a deal and said, bet. That doesn't mean the person has a cash deficiency.
Okay.
Or the group of people have a cash deficiency.
So Raichi, you and I are saying this. They're calling us brokies. They're calling them all brokies. Yeah. So it's like, again, like he goes on to clarify that what he's basically saying is that like this is a user base that's not used to spending money on things like $70 games. Typically,
no, that's not what he should
That's
be
what he's saying. I'm just
Cautious,
saying that's what he's saying. I'm not saying.
and I'm
whether
saying
it's
that's
right.
wrong. I'm saying that's wrong because
That's
by the
fair.
function of you putting $70 games in a free, quote unquote, free subscription, by the function of you doing that, it automatically, right? The people that have like room temperature IQ are going to just go to the subscription. If PlayStation Plus decides to put Death Stranding 2 day one in PlayStation Plus, guess what's going to happen? The so-called cash-rich PlayStation players, guess what's going to happen, Oshus? Guess what's going to happen?
What?
Everyone knows what's going to happen. If Steam, that is rolling in cash, decides to come up with their subscription model and they also start putting games like Control 2 day one on Steam, guess what's going to happen to that Steam Play account day one? Guess what's going to happen to the sales on Steam day one? Suddenly, all those people that been buying games on Steam just died. Oshus, is that what happened?
No, they didn't die, but I'm just saying that, like, so you think that
there isn't a financial deficiency here. Colin has an English deficiency.
well,
That's what's happening here. He's failing to describe what is happening.
Okay, so just before I move on to Taye and Kenwell, so basically what you're saying is that if Steam had a Game Pass option or a feature like that, you're saying that people would not buy games on Steam anymore. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the amount of people that bought games on Steam would go drastically down. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
So do you think that's a good strategy for Steam to do?
And this goes back to the win condition that Taya was like, pause the video.
Yeah.
I don't work for Steam. I don't
Oh,
know
sorry.
what their incoming and outgoing finances are. I cannot sit here and say definitely this is a win for Steam.
I'm
Definitely
not saying
this
it's
is
a
an
win or
L
not.
for Steam.
I'm saying, do you think that this would be an effective strategy that, like, it would yield them some result? Like, would this be a strategy that Steam would be likely to adopt? In your opinion?
I don't work for them, so I don't know if it's likely for them to adopt.
All right. Okay, cool. Happy with that answer. So Taye, okay,
You
let me
can go to Kenwell first.
Okay, I was gonna say let Kenwell go first, and then Taye, you can wrap up for us, and we can continue.
Oh, I didn't really have anything to say for this point. I really didn't have anything to say.
Okay,
At
cool.
this point.
Taye, please go ahead.
Colin, what Colin is basically saying is that Xbox gamers don't like to spend money because of Game Pass, etc., etc. Colin has failed to show this in any way, shape, or form. I think he's just saying, like, well, we all just know this. I guess, but the question would be, like, if Oshus was still an Xbox player and Stellar Blade came out on Xbox as an exclusive and it wasn't on Game Pass, would Oshus buy Stellar Blade? Or would he say, no, I don't want to buy Stellar Blade because Game Pass has trained me to not buy games?
That's a good question. So are you asking, would I buy Stellar Blade if
on
it was
Xbox?
on Xbox,
Yeah.
and it was not on Game Pass or was on Game Pass?
It was not on Game Pass.
Oh, it was not on Game Pass. No, I would still buy Stellar Blade. Like, I mean,
Okay, would you buy Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox? It wasn't on Game Pass.
yeah, no, I bought it. Like, that's.
Would you buy Cyberpunk?
Yes. of
Hell
course I-
yeah.
So
Fuck,
I guess
bro.
my question is Colin correct?
So do I represent?
Let me put it
So I
this way:
can't answer your question
Gears
like
of War E-Day comes out, and it's not on Game Pass. Xbox gamers say, "Nope, I've been trained to not buy games, therefore I will not buy this game."
Go ahead, Kennel.
I'll say, for me personally, I only played Starfield because it was free on Game Pass. I would not have bought it.
Oh, but what I mean is, like, if there's a game on Xbox, and and to Rachie and Fuzzy as well, I could ask you guys this as well. If there's a game that you want to play, like, let's say you're looking forward to a game, Mass Effect 4, Elden Ring 2, whatever the hell it is, Colin is saying that because you've been trained by Xbox to only like subscription games, you will refuse to buy a game. You will only accept subscription games from here on forward. Is that true? You would not buy a game you want to buy.
I don't think it's true. I think it's what is the word? I think it's an assumption I think it's technically it's not true.
Yeah. No, of course,
I would agree. Yeah,
I agree. He would need to substantiate that and prove that.
Yeah.
So what I would tell you, what I would say to you is that based on my experience, I'll tell you what my buying experience has become. I used to buy about 4 to 5 premium games a year for Game Pass. In other words, all the big games that were released, like for instance your Resident Evil 9s, etc., etc. I used to always buy them day one, day and date. I would always have like 4 to 5 games that I cared about, and those are the games that I would always sort of like say, okay, cool, I'm gonna budget for these games. But since I got Game Pass, I probably buy one premium game at full price a year at the most. And the reason why is because even if I don't buy that game day one, there's still that thought in the back of my mind that, you know what, I'll wait for it to get to Game Pass. And it's become something that's conditioned me. I spend way less on brand new games. In other words, day one, day and date games like Resident Evil, I just ignored it. I was like, no, I've still got Resident Evil 4. I've still got a huge backlog. I'll get to it, but I'm not going to buy it day one. Whereas before Game Pass, I would have been more prone or likely to buy that game day one. Because of the fact that...
Do you think Steam has the same effect? Your back
okay, same effect.
Because here's the way I see it. Yeah, when people talk about Game Pass, what they're really talking about is a back catalog. So you subscribe to Game Pass, you instantly have a back catalog of like 60, 70 games. But if you sign into your Steam account, you already have like 60, 70 games that you haven't finished either. So it's the same thing. Right. So there are people out there who are saying like, well, I could buy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on Steam, but I still have Cyberpunk to finish. I still have Elden Ring. It's the same equation.
Yes,
it's a back catalog.
He's right. I do the same math on my Steam as well. Like, I'm not buying games again. I already have 80 games sitting there for me to play. I'm not gonna buy another game.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Loke. When a game comes out that you actually do want to play and buy, and do want to play, you'll probably buy it. Like let's say it's Football Manager 2026 or whatever it is. Yeah, you buy it.
So,
hello.
I don't know if Loke is still there. But like, just to answer, like, so Loke, please feel free to jump in at any point in time. So just to answer from my perspective again, is that like, again, the last game I bought at full price, brand new, was Stellar Blade. That was a year ago almost. And the reason for that is because it's the sort of game I want to own. And I feel very differently about like most games I get. So it hasn't changed. Like Stellar Blade is the exception to the rule. Like you can have 5 of the hottest games, like even like when like I don't know like what was the hottest game last year. I did not buy any of those games. I mean, Stellar Blade was the port from a year before, but I tend to not be as committed to buying brand new games at $70 like I used to back in the day since Game Pass.
Quick question
I'll say this. I spend more on sales as well as discounts, deep discounts on both Steam and on Game Pass.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But I guess I'll say this, and and maybe we can pass the can, or we can keep the video going. Is that if Game Pass has trained you to not buy games anymore, why are you buying games on Steam? Because I find it weird that like, well, it's this platform has trained me to do this, but it's only on this platform that I've been trained to do this.
No, so on Steam, even on Steam, just to answer your question, I only buy 9 or 10 games that I buy are deep discount games. I don't buy brand new games on Steam either. So Game Pass has conditioned me not to buy brand new games day one anymore. I used to do that.
So you're just to be clear, are you alleging that if Game Pass didn't exist and you joined the Steam ecosystem, you would be buying full price games on a regular basis?
I think I would be more open to buying full price games.
You know why I don't really believe that is because when I ask Steam users what games do you buy, they all say discount games.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying to you is that like I wouldn't be buying full price games. I'd be buying discount games on Steam, but I wouldn't buy day one.
Okay. So I'm just like, Game Pass didn't really have a material effect then.
So I gotta go, fellas.
Thank you for joining us, Luke.
Yeah, but I just wanted to add to Tyre's point that this is just more of the Xbox, I wouldn't say hate, but the Xbox tax, because the result, seriously, the same result that everyone gets from Steam's crazy sales, that is seen as, I don't know, acceptable, I guess.
It's a great thing.
yeah, it's great, it's it's good for the customer, etc., etc. But the same thing gets done by Xbox, right? And it's the end of the world. So for me, what I just wanted to end by saying is, uh, I also do the same thing as you, Oshus. Like 98% of gamers on Steam. I most of the games that I buy are like on discounts. I'm hoping to buy Pragmata at next month, day one, full price. But if I don't, that's also fine. And I think it's a function of I think it's a function of the Steam sales, but also it's a function of the backlog. The backlog is real, boys.
Yep.
I have like 80 games on Steam that I haven't played. I'm not even talking about the ones that I have on my Excel file, because I have an Excel file for games that I still have to play from the Nintendo consoles, from the past PS4, from the past Xbox One generation, etc. I literally have 500 plus games on my Excel that I still need to play. So the backlog is real. And we are grown-ass adults who have shit to do besides video games, and buying a brand new game that you're not going to dedicate your whole life or your immediate future to, it seems or feels like a bad investment. So I feel like again, to end my point, I feel like this is just the Xbox tax rearing its ugly head one more again, and now it's veiled with whatever we're talking about right now. That's my last take on this.
Okay. No. And look, yeah. So I don't know if you want to plug something quickly, but yeah, thanks for joining us. When are you guys having your show? I didn't catch it this past weekend.
Dude, Monday morning, 4 a.m. Central African time.
Dude, this guy.
3. It's 3 a.m. Central African time on Monday, and 9 p.m. Eastern in America. So those are the times for the show.
Yeah, but that's like work. That's like when you're getting ready for work, like in our time. You know that.
Actually, it's not but also if you sleep at around 8 p.m. Ushers, it's actually very doable.
This guy.
So, anyways, this is not a time discussion. Y'all have a good one, Kenwell. I'm not leaving because you rocked up, brother. That's not what happened. I have a prior engagement. Ty, always nice to have a chat with you. Oshus, please fuck off and chat. I love you guys a lot. Goodbye.
Peace. Right, let's continue. Like, Carol, did we give you a chance to answer that question?
Oh yeah, I wanted to comment. I would say the training does. He's not too far-fetched with that. I just don't think that it can. It seems like he thinks it can't be undone. I think it can be undone, but I will say the training does make sense because I have a Series X, and when I do need to go back to it, I just subscribe to Game Pass and just play a game for a little bit. But like, that's definitely my spending habits with Game Pass. For me, usually when I want a game, I'll just go out and buy it. I don't really, I don't wait for a sale, so to speak. So I think the training with the Xbox, I think it is true, but again, I think it can be undone. There's no proof that it can't be undone.
And that's what actually Jaffe saying, because Jaffe was saying in the video, he was literally saying that but the reason why everyone is on Game Pass is because A, it's a great value, and 2, like they always had it there. But if they never had it there, he basically says in the video, like, wait, are you saying that like if Game Pass didn't exist, like let's say Xbox canceled Game Pass and Halo was coming out and it was a good game, Xbox fans who love Halo wouldn't buy it? Because he's basically saying that like, oh, they've been trained to not buy games anymore, therefore this cohort of users will not buy new games anymore. Doesn't matter if Game Pass doesn't exist or not. They went from being, hardcore gamers who buy AAA blockbuster games to, well, I'm just gonna wait for like indie games now because I don't want to spend $70 on games because Game Pass has trained me. So the new Elden Ring comes. So like the Elden Ring fans, they bought Elden Ring at $70, but for whatever reason, Game Pass has occurred. Now they won't buy Elden Ring 2 because of Game Pass. Like none of this is clicking.
So sorry, like I keep forgetting that I mute myself. So again, those you guys raise I love the points that you guys are raising. I just want to understand one thing. So, and I'm going to ask this question, and we'll give me a yes or no, and then we can move on to the conversation. So, tell me, do you guys believe that ecosystems like Game Pass or Steam can train their consumers or their customers to have specific patterns in terms of like their buying behavior or their gameplay behavior in terms of like or game time behavior?
This is such a nuanced question. And I don't want to come across as I'm not answering it. So let me put it this way. If you want a title, you're going to go buy that title, right? So Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, etc. These are games you want. When you're not really interested in the title that much, you're willing to shop around. I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, the games I wanted, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, whenever it came out, I went to go buy it. But when I wanted to play other games, I went to Game and GameStop, and I just bought games for like $15, $17, $12. I wasn't cash affluent back then, right? I didn't have a lot of money, so I was just buying these games here and there. My friend, the reason why he got into Monster Hunter was because there was a sale on the Monster Hunter game for like $20, and he just bought it. Then he got really into the franchise. When I think when we don't want a specific title, like when we're just chilling and we're just doing that as a pastime, it's easier for you to go buy different titles that you're not really crazy about, or sign up to a subscription service like Game Pass to go play those games. Now, the problem with Game Pass is that when Game Pass gives you high quality titles like a Clair Obscur, Hollow Knight Silksong, Avowed, South of Midnight, all these other games, right? That's just Starfield. When you as a developer then launch your game on Game Pass, well, the problem, on Xbox, the problem you're gonna face is, well, why would I buy your game when I'm subscribed to Game Pass and there's Clair Obscur there, there's Doom there, there's Elder Scrolls there? Why am I buying your title? In the same way, how if you're on Steam and Hollow Knight Silksong is $25, and a different indie developer drops a game and it's $40, you're like, well, why am I buying yours when Silksong is over there? I got this massive back catalog. Why am I buying your game for $55? Mm-hmm. Split Fiction is on sale. It's a great game. Why am I buying your $70 game? So I think, I don't know, it's not a training mechanism. It's just so many options. And because we have so much money now, we don't have to just buy the games we want. We can buy a variety of games. That's why you all have huge back catalogs. When you were kids, you never had these huge back catalogs. Yeah.
So Richie says, easy, increase Game Pass price until it's just better to buy a game.
Listen, Richie says as well, he says Plague Tale 3 is coming. If you're on Game Pass and Plague Tale 3 is an amazing game, and you're developer and you're putting your game on Xbox, like, you're going up against Plague Tale 3. Because I'm not particularly maybe interested that much in Plague Tale 3. So maybe in my kind of easy chilling mode where I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not Cyberpunk, it's not Elden Ring, it's not Zelda, whatever it is. Let me go pick up a title somewhere that I'm not crazy about. You're gonna lose the Game Pass because it has a Plague Tale 3. I think so. So I wouldn't really call it training per se. I'll just say it's just having options.
Okay, fair enough. Fair. So Kenwell, happy?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. They can.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer the question.
Let's move. Let's move.
Dollars. Yeah. So like people won't even that's considered a good deal. I guess I look at this thing and I'm like, this is just if I were an Xbox fan, I would look at this and be like, well, I kind of appreciate it. You're not throwing us away. We're like, our games, our back catalogs, and you're going to have this unique way for us to play these games on this PC that gives us access to other things. That's cool. It's just a matter of not throwing those people away. Like, this thing, it's just funny the way people, we don't know very much about it, but it's funny the way, based on what we know right now when we're talking about it, people are talking about it, is who is this for? Like how in what universe is this thing going to sell? You know, like many millions of units. And the answer is,
so I'll stop there. Like, so before you have before you go, Tai. So again, like I love, and again, I agree with a lot of what he's saying, but I just feel that and their conversation also doesn't cater for this. Like, for you to make such broad statements and for you to make such claims, like, for instance, and ask questions like, who is this for? And not sort of discriminate in the sense that, like, well, then you dig into it and sort of like expand it further. It's a little bit of an injustice to your listeners, because again, like, it comes off to someone like Tai or anyone else that wants an objective argument, that you're just making claims, but you're not really substantiating your claims very well. But I also think this, like, the way that they're talking is also not accommodating for that, because Jeffy is supposed to stop him and say, okay, cool, but what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean, who's this for? Like, let's just unpack that. Sorry, Tai, you can go ahead.
No, we can go on, because maybe Jeffy might correct him. Unless Cameron wants to like chime in on who he thinks this device is for.
Let's keep going, because I'm more in agreement of Colin. I get it's a broad stroke, but I'm more in agreement of Colin. So let's hear what Jeffy has to say.
Well, I'm trying to find the quote, because one of the problems is, and again, you know how these fans are, they'll believe anything that these people say, and then they'll get disappointed. Like, this is what I think this is the what's the guy's name? Satya says,
oh yeah,
it doesn't mean we walk away from people that are doing today when we think about a AAA game on console. The question is about where else we can extend that. For me, we're long on gaming, we'll continue to invest. And then he goes on, he says, we have to make sure, or this is Ashish, he says, we have to make sure that the friends we have today are the friends you have tomorrow. You want to wake up feeling like your friendship is stronger. We have to really make sure, whether it's console, PC, if you love Forza, Halo, whatever, we have to make sure they love us for what they expect us to do. And that's just lip service, right? She's not committing to anything.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
And it's like, yeah, I'm sure, but she's also in the same article saying, I'm having to go around and we're relitigating all of the last generation of like what worked, what didn't work, and all this. So she may come out of it and go, yeah, we're going to go back to $70 day one exclusives. They never come to PlayStation. Or she may come out and go, we're too entrenched with Call of Duty and Minecraft and, Forza. We're not going to pull those from these other systems now. I mean, we don't know what they're doing. And I do think it would be nice if the fan base, after getting fucked by the last Xbox run, and I liked Phil Spencer. I never had a problem with the guy for the most part, except keeping Matt Booty around.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, cool.
This is why I like both of these guys. Xbox, what I don't get, and this is where I still align with Colin more. Okay, we get the whole PC hybrid thing, but we know what really drives these consoles. It's the software.
Yeah.
What is the plan there with the software for this thing? Are they just going to rely heavily on the PC side, or are they still coming at it with these exclusives? And how do we know if Xbox is going to follow through with this plan? Because they always pivot.
Tai, do you want to answer that? Like, I don't have the answers. Like, I'm like Sway. I don't have the answers for you. Kendall.
I just don't see. I just don't. Yeah.
So I do have answers. So the first thing here is I kind of said this earlier on, that when you ask people like, yo, what is this device? Because they'll use it as a derogatory kind of term. They'll be like, it's a PC, right? So people are saying it's a PC. Cool. Well, if it's a PC, then why are we applying console metrics to the PC device? We have to apply PC metrics, pre-built PC metrics. I'll give you an example. I was listening to this podcast yesterday, and the guys that were talking about, how, well, it's going to be a problem because remember, Xbox is not really good at making games at 60 frames per second. They brought up South of Midnight, not 60 frames per second, I believe. They brought up I think maybe was it Avowed? They brought up Starfield. They brought up like 5 Xbox games that were all 30 frames per second. And they were like, yeah, so the new Helix console is gonna have 60 FPS because whatever it is. My response was, yeah, but what did those games have on PC? It was 60 and 120 frames, right? They're like, yeah. It goes, okay, well, it's a fucking PC. You keep applying console logic to this device. Stop doing that. It's not a console. It's not like the fact that they're selling this thing at probably 1K tells you they're not selling to the console market. They're selling to the PC market. Because the kind of people who buy devices for 1K are PC gamers. So the question that Colin should be so when Colin says, who is this for? Well, they're really telling you it's not for you. They're telling you right now that it's for PC. You ask any PC person who's looked at the specs of this thing, and what they'll tell you straight up is like, oh, this kind of looks like it could be for me. So I'll give you an example. Valve came out and said 70% of Steam players, the Steam machine is more powerful or the equivalent to 70% of Steam players' rigs. And that was Valve's justification for making the Steam machine that weak. You're like, yeah, we're trying to get a good balance point of like 700, a good balance point of like maybe $700, $800. But to you hardcore gamers who are bitching and complaining, this ain't for you. Stick to your big ass rigs. This device, yeah, it's underpowered, but to the majority of Steam users, it's not underpowered. So what Xbox is doing is they're saying that 70% of your Steam machine is 70% powerful, 70% more powerful than your user base. We're gonna up that, and we're gonna release a device that's even way more powerful, which means that to your user base, so maybe 90% of your user base or 95% of your user base, our device is more powerful than their current setup. So when they want to upgrade, they have to make a decision between the Steam machine, which is really a current gen console, a current gen device, and it has less RAM than the Xbox Series S. So from a future perspective point of view, it's not probably going to be great. Or the Helix, which is a future-proof device. Would you want to spend $300 extra for a future-proof device, or would you want to stick with the current gen system of the Steam machine? Like, that's who it's for. It's for PC players. Now, if you're a console player and you don't care about, Last of Us, God of War, all these titles, you just care about playing PC games or Xbox games or, like third party games, because you're gonna get the third party games. Remember, Sony's first person games, they only make up like 10% of Sony's actual like total sales or whatever it is. It's the third party games that's selling, so that's what most people are playing. So if you're saying like, well, I mostly play third party games and I want to get GTA and it's coming on the PS5, I'm gonna get on the PS5 Pro, but if I get the Helix, I get the superior version. Assassin's Creed, whatever, New York is coming out, the Helix is gonna have the superior version because it's a more superior device. So if you're that kind of person who primarily plays third party games, and you want the best version of that third party game, then probably the Helix is probably the device for you.
With that being said, I would.
No, I wanted to know from you, Kennel, is that do you buy the Taye's marketing pitch?
Dude,
I do like the marketing pitch. It's like a soft way of saying we're out of the console business, but we're not. But are you sure it's a good idea to try and get PC players off of Steam, off of their rigs? And because we have the data where a lot of games that come from console, there's no way you're getting a PC player to go out and get the console for your game for the most part. They're willing to wait for it. Why would
the Helix is a PC.
They're gonna have the same version of games, like it's exactly the same version.
Yes, it's a PC, like it's basically a PC.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's still going to be like a box that you purchase.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So put it this way. Yeah. I bought a box, right? Ken, did you build your PC or did you buy a box?
I pre-built the PC.
Oh, like so you put it together like online and
then they built it. Yeah.
Ushers, you did something similar, right?
Very similar, yeah.
What's happening here is that when you do it that way, there's all these margins being marked up by all these companies who are doing X, Y, Z. The reason why Sony can have maybe the PS5 cheaper, the PS4 cheaper, is because they can operate on economies of scale. They have like custom chipsets. And Sony's not making like a 30% margin off the PlayStation, right? So Sony can actually make a cheaper device and still make it more profitable than, let's say, what an Asus can do, because Asus doesn't make money off even the game sales. Like Asus can't command those economies of scale. They don't have those chipsets. They kind of buy them off the shelf. I'm not too sure about some of them, yeah, but Asus makes their profit margins from marking up those devices by like maybe 10 to 25%, whatever it is, right? So, and if you think about it, 20% of a device that costs $1K is $200. So imagine if Sony and like, let's even forget about the economies of scale for a second, and let's forget about the chips or whatever it is. Let's just say Sony makes a device, a PS6 for $1K, and Asus makes their version of a PS6 for $1K. Asus needs to make money off that device, so they mark it up by $200. Sony doesn't have to make money off that device. They make money off the game sales. So 20% means that Sony will sell it for $800, and Asus will sell it for $1,000. I'm saying that like you as a consumer are gonna go buy the PlayStation version instead because it's cheaper. You're getting the exact same quality for $200 less. So what Helix can do here is that they can say, well, y'all are looking like, Ken, you're looking at this pre-built PC market, or you're trying to put things together. Here's our specs. Does it align with what you kind of want? And then you might come to the conclusion and say, yo, they're giving me similar-ish specs, except that device is like $300 cheaper or $250 cheaper. And then the question then becomes, then why do you buy off some random company who's building it for you, where you can just get the Xbox Helix instead? It's a PC. He plays your Steam games. He plays your PC games. It's gonna have desktop mode.
That's true.
I think those are all valid questions that Ty is asking in terms of like, would it if this box was being sold, and then this is my thing, is that like, I wonder if this strategy is what Xbox is thinking of doing. I wonder if the rest of the OE market understands the fact that this is gonna fuck them out of business if Xbox can pull this off.
Execute,
and this is a sideline from this. It's got nothing to do with like the whole console conversation, but it's the fact that like no one sells more expensive premium gaming hardware in terms of like OEMs than the likes of HP, Asus, and Lenovo, or aka Alienware from Dell. So this is gonna, if this is successful, because what Microsoft is saying is that we're gonna charge $1,000 because of the fact that we have an SoC and we can negotiate deals with AMD more than you can. We're gonna charge $1,000 for what you guys would have charged customers about $2,000 to $2,500. So if that is their push,
I
sent those guys.
I sent some, because I feel like a lot of people who are making these comments, they don't know anything about like the pre-built PC market. I sent things like the Lenovo Legion Tower, like the PC device. I sent this other companies. I sent like kind of popular-ish pre-built PCs that people actually buy. I sent this to my friend who, like, he knows parts, he's whatever it is, and he was like, Jesus Christ, that's such a ripoff. I was like, it's a ripoff because these guys are making crazy margins of these devices. So now imagine if Sony comes and they're like, well, we don't need to sell these devices and make 30% or 20% margins. Like one of these PC devices was like 2.2K. And and if they're making 25% margins of that, like that's like 25%. What's 25% of 2.2K?
Of 2.1?
2,200. it's $200 and
Yeah, it's good.
let's say it's 225. Like imagine that, like they make it so whenever they sell a device, they make $225. Sony doesn't make $225 from selling you a PS5. None of those Xbox. So already the device is now, just from a market point of view, it's already $200 cheaper. So again, the question is, why are you buying one that's 200 more, especially when they don't have the brand name? Because Xbox is a bigger brand.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is that like
Xbox has better marketing than that? Oh, well, I don't know about marketing.
But that's exactly my point. Is that like Xbox is gonna fuck over all these? They're gonna put if this thing succeeds amongst this PC market, they are in a position where they can put all these OEMs out of business. And I'm surprised that these guys would just willy-nilly just let Xbox come in there with such a proposition.
Well, especially they can't. Rachel says, remember the Helix will have features like SEC, and you can start this with your Xbox controller, perfect for TV. It will also be an easy remote PC because of Xbox Remote Play. Like the Helix will just be under your TV, or it can be under your widescreen monitor, because it probably do both. But I think what's important here, like when you say like, you know, these guys won't let Xbox, I mean, like you surprised these guys will let they can't do anything because
no they can't. I understand that, okay. But I hope they understand the fact that Xbox is going to put them all out of business. Like the moment, because all it's going to happen is that like if this is successful, then they're going to make a Helix laptop that does all the shit. Yeah. Like they will fuck everyone. Like if they get this right from a PC perspective, if they get, and again we were super pissed off at like Nvidia, and like we were all tired of fucking Nvidia and like buying these fucking expensive cards that can just barely run the games. If you're saying to me that you're going to sell me a PC that's going to run the games as well as any $2,000 system, and I'm paying only $1,000 for that, and it's also a full-on PC, you fucked 90% of all your OEMs, people that actually make these sort of pre-built PCs. All of them are fucked because they what they do is, because of the fact that they build the things, they sell you components that are cheaper for a premium because they put them together for you, and they got some discounts of some of the other materials because they are being made for them. But at the end of the day, you're still gonna get a shittier system than what the Helix is gonna be.
Yeah, and something else that is like, because this is kind of the same thing with the Steam Deck, right? Like I said, the Steam Deck wasn't the first PC handheld device, but you know, Steam had the bigger name, bigger brand, better system, and then it just dominated that. That's the situation. But what the OEMs will do here is that they'll just kind of have to do what they did with their handheld space, which is they'll just like make a more powerful version. Because now they have to be a bit more niche. They have to say, okay, fine, well, we can't really target that 1K space because our version is not as good, so we're going to target the 2.5K space or 3K space. You know, like we're going to go for the really hardcore guys who are extremists. Because, for example, like look at the Xbox ROG Ally. Like the reason why that's probably doing what it's doing and exists is because Valve is in that space. Valve is more in the 500 category space, right? And you know, like if you're gonna release your equivalent, the Steam Deck is gonna be cheaper anyway, so you're just gonna lose. So you have to entice people who are more on the, I don't want to say extremists, but who are more hardcore niche. So then you release a stronger device. Like there are people PCs that cost 4K. People buy them.
For real, that's nothing. That's like a 5090. That's a card. And the problem is like, for me, what blows my mind is like, some of the specs that they've sort of like speculated on is that like this thing is running something like the equivalent of a 5080. And I don't care like how powerful your PS6 is or whatever you're doing next, but if it's the equivalent of a 5080 and you're selling it for $1,000, like you can't even buy a 5080, the graphics card, for $1,000.
They had the device out around
5080. Yeah, but even the 5080, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, the 5090.
Yeah. No.
The 5080 as well, I think, is more than $1,000 currently.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, like they had the device at like maybe from a 900 to 1.4K or 1.5. And everyone was even saying like, and I think this guy's B-Speaker was saying like, even if it's like 1.5 or 1. Like it's still gonna be a great value proposition, regardless of whatever you say, based on what we know. So and that's my point. Okay, and somebody did actually say this to me. They were like, "Yeah, but we have a PC. Why would I get this instead?" I'm like, "Bro, like, are you dumb? I just said to you that Valve released a picture saying that 70% of people, their desktop doesn't even equate to the Steam machine.
Not even close. Yeah.
So if that's true, if it's the equivalent or below, if that's true, and then the hybrid is more powerful, it's a better upgrade. It's a better upgrade device to do. So yes, your PC is 3K, and maybe the Helix value proposition isn't that great to you because your PC is probably more powerful, or it's probably the same, or just a little bit better. So you don't need one. But what about the 95% of probably potential users who have a weaker device who are looking to upgrade, especially when the value proposition is better? That's the question. So when I hear this, like, oh, who's this for? It's like, can we just think a little bit more, fucking Colin, because he knows this.
Yeah, but he doesn't care. This is a problem.
He doesn't care. He keeps looking at it from a console point of view, because he keeps saying to himself, like,
the PC perspective, right?
Nah, but I don't. All right, I'm not trying to cape, but I still thought it was gonna be a box.
It's still gonna be a box. Yes, it's gonna be a box. It's gonna be. It's in fact, it's like you saw the Steam machine, right? It's gonna be closer to the Steam machine than anything else.
Yeah. So I still find it hard for them. Again, I guess this is more going to be on Xbox's side of differentiating it. I'm still viewing this as a console, no matter what.
Well,
I get that. I get. That's what I'm saying. I understand you're saying that. Like, your explanation makes perfect sense. But I still view it as a console. So like when Xbox announces this, I guarantee you casuals will see this as a console, a hybrid. So that's where I get where Colin's coming from, because you can't tell me Xbox is coming out with something and then you tell me when it's not them, it's a PC. There's no way that's not gonna register to me. So I do get with what he's saying, why he's framing it as a console, because that's just what I assume it's gonna be. But it can play the PC games.
Yes, so you're 100% correct. And this is the one thing that I want them to clarify, is this functionality eventually going to be available across PC, the Xbox playing functionality? Because that's the only differentiator from a normal PC, if I look at the graphics that they put out. So basically what this console is going to do is it's going to do everything that a PC does, but it's just going to have a partition or like a way to run that's very similar to the Xbox mode, to run Xbox Series X and S and all 4 generations of Xbox games on that machine. I don't think that they're going to put this out for every other PC, because of the fact that that's their value proposition, is that, like, well, we want to attract the people that are on Series X and S to come onto our console if they do decide to buy a PC type console. So that is their main value proposition, is that we have a PC that has full on Xbox functionality for all your Xboxes. But it's still a normal ass PC. The games you buy for it will still play. If you buy the PC version, it will work on our console. So
I think,
what I'm saying to you,
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Reggie says a YouTube hack the PS5 and made it into a Steam machine, which is, that makes sense. You know, the Linux connection, right?
Yeah. So the only thing I'm saying is that if you buy their PC, you are still getting than your closest, their closest. You are still getting a much better deal to play your same PC games that you would have played, but at a far cheaper price, without the same premium that you would have been paying for if you were on that hardware, and you were buying on PC. However, what Taye is saying is very specific. He's saying this is not to attract mainly console gamers. This is a deal for PC guys that are tired of paying ASUS $2,500 or $3,000 for a 5080. A 5080 alone, guys, is $1,200 to $1,399. just the graphics card, a 5080. So Microsoft is saying they're going to give you a console that is a PC console that has a 5080 in it for $1,000. That's a fucking brilliant deal.
1,000, yeah, 1,000 plus.
Yeah.
What I'm really like, yeah, Ushers is correct. Is like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be great for the PC users. I think that's where it's gonna come from. Rich actually said this. Richie, he said this in a different podcast yesterday night, and he kind of said it the same here. He thinks this thing can sell 20 million, based off obviously marketing. We need to work hard, and he's saying so because he thinks 10 million Xbox players should probably migrate to this. He thinks 10 million Xbox players will migrate to this. And he thinks 10 million additional PC players will come and buy this. So he thinks overall 20 million could be it. I was watching this podcast, Xbox Unlocked from IGN today. And there was a guy there who was like, yo, this thing's going to sell like good. And everyone's like, really? How? He's like, because it's a PC. That's a great deal for PC gamers. Obviously, Microsoft needs to market it really well. But like this is gonna fly off the shelves because the people who want to get into PC gaming, but they just don't have the money to go full on, and they don't really have the time to do that kind of building. Then if Xbox comes in and says, "Here's an easy package," but then boom, here you go. But even for the console players, like there is still a value there, simply because if like Ushers, you're the guy who said, "Why don't we like PlayStation games?" And if you don't like PlayStation games, and you have the cash, you have the finances. We know you got the finances. We know you got a good laptop. We know you got a good PC. We know you got an Xbox Series X. We know you got an Asus ROG Ally. We know you got money. Okay, so you got all these things, and then you have to get a next gen console, a PS6, and remember you don't like PlayStation games. You have to get a PS6 or this hybrid device that allows you to play your Steam library in your living room, your Xbox back catalog games in your living room, probably upscale, whatever Microsoft provides, and gives you access to your Xbox storefront as well and all your games. And it also gives you access to Game Pass. So maybe you want to subscribe for a month or whatever it is. Like, you might still say, I still want a PS6, but there's a value proposition here.
Yeah, no, like for me, like Ty, like this is not even a question because my PC is fairly. Like I built it like a year and a half ago, but like it was my first PC that I built since I started game like since way back in the day. So I was just testing the waters. So my next PC needs to be a formidable thing. So actually, it's just that like I have very little trust in Xbox, but actually my upgrade is gonna fall around the time that this thing releases when I'm gonna need to upgrade my stuff. And if this thing is a good deal from a PC gamer perspective, bro, to me, value is everything. I'll buy it. Like, if this thing is going to be a better value than the closest PC to it, like I can buy, and you're telling me I can have the equivalent of a 5080 for around $1,000, I'm sold because I'm gonna pay way more to build a better PC. That's gonna be marginally better. So from a PC gamer's perspective, this is a brilliant deal. This is why I say Colin is doing a very poor job at motivating his points because he's just focusing on people that want to buy Series S.
Console, yeah. The equivalent of a PlayStation 6.
Or
that's basically what he's, yeah.
And the problem is the Series S market, this is not what this is targeted for. This is not who this is for. And Xbox knows this. Because of the fact that they've said, okay, cool, we're not going to make the same money we made on Series S of these guys. That's why we're putting our games on PlayStation and Switch and everything else. That's where we'll make that money up. But for this specific thing, if it does work and we attract an audience for it, it means that we are stealing away PC games. But I think we're all in agreement here. Let's finish this video so we can move on.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have anything to add.
No.
But I think they're almost done as well.
The video's not on the screen, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
You got a different video.
Toxic Commando.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. I didn't want people to just stare at a blank screen, so let's go back to the video. Nope, not this one. There we go. Apologies about that. It's
I used to pray at the altar of Apple, and now I don't because they let me down as a customer. So I've moved on. It's okay. You will survive. It's not a big deal. It's just a corporation. They don't care. So,
yeah. I agree with that. And Dustin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you able to show anything on screen if I ask you to find something?
Yeah, I just got to set it up, so it'll take 1 second. But what do you need?
There was that. Can you find a picture of Asha's header?
Yo, can you fast forward this?
I think she changed it already, but
our social comments
on Twitter. One thing that I think is clear
I think
is
they
that
make
and hey, Xbox marketing is and a lot of communications and a lot of movement.
Yeah,
now I think PlayStation fans are kind of or even fanboys are kind of in stasis, like where there's really nothing to even react to. It's just a very steady.
And this is the sad part about the PlayStation ecosystem. There's nothing like I say this every single week, and I said this to Tai like when we were chatting like yesterday. I said there is nothing exciting about Nintendo and fucking Sony. Like why are you even still a fan of that? You know what? Xbox at least does shit to keep you engaged, to keep your news cycle. What the fuck is exciting about being a Nintendo?
Yeah.
Getting the same shit. They're not doing anything to change the industry. They're using the same sort of gameplay manual that they've been using for the last fucking 20, 25 years. You're not getting any value proposition as a fan. Like, they're doing nothing that's interesting. Xbox, I put it to you, is the only hardware / console / PC. They're the only ones that are doing shit that is actually spoken about, that people care about. This is why, when you subscribe, if you follow these PlayStation channels, I don't know if it was you that was telling me this. The first 20 minutes is about the games that about like the PlayStation games that are coming out, and the next 3 hours is about Xbox.
Yes, that's what they want to talk about.
That's all they talk about because it's the only thing. Because like, how are you a fan? Like, this is my thing. Is that you can say whatever you want to say about Xbox fans, because I was a huge Xbox fanboy for a long time. But at least those people actually move their ecosystem. Like, they impact their ecosystem. The ecosystem responds to them. Sony doesn't give a fuck what you do because you're still gonna buy their shit. Nintendo doesn't give a fuck because you're still gonna buy their fucking $60-$70 pieces of plastic. So I like guys like Colin. This is where I disagree with him vehemently. Is that like, and he's trying to defend his fan base here, like his PlayStation fan base. But those people are the most. They've done nothing for gaming. Like, being a PlayStation fan is, in my opinion, a freaking liability on gaming, same as being a Nintendo fan. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Thing that's happening. It's actually kind of unexciting. Like, it would be great for us for there to be a little bit of tumult for sacred symbols and all that rest, but there's really not that much to talk about. You know,
there's nothing
because they're kind of just. I think they learned. We talked about this in the past. I think they've learned their lesson in the past about like we just say too much. We don't need to say anything. We don't need to.
Well, and they just don't have as many releases. I mean.
Right, exactly.
What is there to talk about right now?
Right, that's exactly right.
So,
as far as the Xbox situation is concerned, it's like it's obvious that Project Helix makes no sense if they're going to give access to other storefronts, and that is, I assume, what's going to happen, and therefore I think it is an off ramp. There's just
again, tied to your point, he's saying makes no sense. Jeffy should have stopped him. Is like, okay, but like, can you just explain what you mean by makes no sense?
You know what's actually funny, because I was reading the comments and I pretty Jaffe said something like it was on medication. Because someone put it up. Jaffe was kind of like, "Oh, I'm on medication. That's why." Someone was like, "Yo, Colin seemed a bit hyper this episode, and Jaffe, you seemed the calmer, which is weird because it's not the reverse." And Jaffe was like, "Yeah, I was on medication. That's why." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's actually funny." I guess so. I think that's why he's just kind of chilled about it. Like, yeah, okay, Colin, whatever you say.
Okay, cool.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. They release a PC that doesn't let you use Steam, then that thing's dead. If they give you if they let you buy a PC that gives you access to other storefronts, Xbox is dead.
I disagree.
Right? Like, you'd be absolutely crazy to go onto this new Xbox hardware.
So sorry, and I just need to come in here. Again, he's using a console mindset to judge PC hardware. He's admitted that this thing is attractive for PC gamers, but he's using a very PC specific mindset. A very console-specific mindset to judge how well console hardware does. And like, someone just needs to call him out and say, "Bro, like, wait, address the points that we've been talking about here. and like that's not happened, and this is why he's going on this tangent about this, because he's talking about like how to succeed in the console industry, and this is not a console.
One other thing that like one of the unique selling points that the Xbox like PC storefront anyway has is that like it's where Game Pass has been growing the most. They reported 40% growth at one point. I think they also reported 30% growth, and they keep on saying they're like, yeah, every quarter they're like, yeah, PC Game Pass is growing, PC Game Pass is growing, PC Game Pass is growing, it's growing. So they know that Game Pass is a huge selling factor, and I'm guessing that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to push maybe Game Pass within the PC side of things. But listen, they need to do other things as well to keep people in. Some of that could be some of the points I said about hiding Steam and these other like storefronts properly, or making your ecosystem just as good as Steam's, which is going to keep people there. But that's on Microsoft to kind of do. We don't know exactly what they're going to do to try to keep people in like longer, but they're working on it, and I guess we'll see. Another point that's also probably to make note of is that it's possible that Microsoft could say like, yeah, we don't want to sell this device at break even, like because there's so much we could do with it. So how about we just sell this device at maybe 3% profits, like whatever it is, like it's something small, like they could do that, and they might even look at it and say like, hey, we have a chance to actually kind of like dominate this market a little bit. And I always say this, like, if these are the same guys that released the Surface, and that's like 1 or 2% of like the overall like PC sales or whatever. If they do really well within this pre-built PC space, well, why would they just stop making it when they can keep making it? Right. You know what I mean? Especially when you have the chipsets. Now you can give it to even like OEMs and be like, here's our chipsets to use. Go make a Helix Pro X for that gamer out there who wants to buy a 8K rig, to play like 84K or whatever it is, like 84K with 1,000 frames, like all that kind of bullshit. Like there's a lot you could do here. It's just they need to market it correct. That's it. If they don't market it correct, then all this flops.
I think all this flops because that's the biggest thing. It's the confusion. I think coming into it and then going like, all right, this isn't what we're getting. This is like, you got to really come out and say this is like embrace a new generation of Xbox. I would forget about the old. Like I don't want to hear about Series X. Like I don't want to hear about that. You got to embrace this new generation and new leadership.
And like to just add what you guys are saying, you got to embrace a winning mentality, right? Like Xbox has always had like, and for generations now, since the Xbox One, this sort of like surrender mentality of like, well, this is the second best option, or this is the thing that you get if you can't get the main thing. They need to stop with that sort of marketing, that weak ass marketing. Their marketing needs to be just as aggressive as Sony. Like, Kennel, do you think Microsoft marketed the Xbox Series consoles as aggressively as Sony marketed the PS5?
Hell no. No.
And my thing is, even in this space, they need to stop this kumbaya attitude of like, hey, we're all playing together. Market it as that this is the thing that you need to get the best gaming.
And you gotta be honest. Like, I can't stand when like, all right, not trying to be mean, but it's like someone who doesn't have money, but then they're still acting and parading like you lost. Like Xbox, you guys lost. Like let's not forget about this. So you got to come in with a true underdog mentality and acknowledge that, yo, we're on the back foot here and we're trying to get back. Like, come on. Like I absolutely agree with you with that.
Yeah. No, and like they saying that to us, but they need to do this to their competitors. They need to, like, for me, I would love, like, the one thing I would love more than anything else is for Xbox to tell Sony to go fuck off. Like for once, it's what are you guys doing? Oh, you stopping? Oh, you're not putting games on PC because we're putting shit out there. Well, we're gonna put some terms and conditions on our releases to fuck you over as well. Like, I just want them to be competitive. That's my only thing with them, is that, like, stop treating Sony with kid gloves while they are busy banging you on the head with sledgehammer.
He's stomping on your neck, like, straight up.
And then buy a game from him. Why wouldn't you just buy it from Steam? Like, why would you lock yourself into this further lock yourself into this ecosystem? And by the way, they're going to give access to these storefronts where their own games are going to be on there. and then they're gonna like allow them to be sold on third-party storefronts. It's like almost comical how stupid.
Well, that's what Ybarra was saying about the reason that he feels the reason that Sony is saying we're not going on PC anymore with our single player is because they are a little worried about the Steam box. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that, you know, it's not bad analysis.
No, I think that's what I was saying is like, I don't think, my personal take is, unless you assume Sony knows what Microsoft is doing behind the scenes, which is possible.
Yeah.
You would assume that they're reacting to the Steam box and are much more concerned about that. I don't think Sony's very concerned about Microsoft anymore. And I don't think they've been very concerned about them for years. I think that they're more worried about Nintendo. That's why like we're going into the handheld space again. And I think they're more worried and Japan and trying to kind of like reclaim the homeland, whatever, not working very well. And then they're worried about Steam and like kind of like the agnostic storefront situation. That's why I think I told you like when there was that rumor from Hip Hop Gamer that like PlayStation 6 will also run Steam. I'm like, it's not that I don't believe you, it's that I don't believe it. Like that's unbelievable because it would be the same thing with Microsoft. It's exactly what I said. If Sony did that, it would be over. Like
if Steam wasn't coming out with a box though, do you think that changes something for Steam to be on the other platforms?
Yeah, I think it's a complete capitulation and a victory for them. That's why again I'm confused about why even bothering with your own hardware when it seems like it's obvious that others are going to accommodate you soon enough.
Do you think Sony is going to do anything with running PC games?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is like that sounds good, and there's no doubt that it's pro-consumer in quotes, right? Like, oh, give people access, but like it destroys your business.
Mm-hmm.
It's just period, end of story. The second you give access to another storefront, it's over. People like this is what I was saying earlier about like if there are certain things you don't understand, it's like just stop and listen.
Right.
Like you know, like it's like if you have a piece of hardware.
Yeah.
You know this, like, and everyone knows this. Just go look at the financials. They make their money. Sony makes most of their money selling other people's games. If you now sell a piece of hardware and then give access to another storefront, then there's nothing left for you. It's over.
What do you think if Sony or Microsoft's ahead of Sony right now, but if Sony were to say, we are going to basically we're going to make our own Steam. So you can play PlayStation 6 exclusive games. You can go backwards compatible up until, whatever we can make work. You can't play your Steam games on it, but you can start building a library of games that aren't, we're going to run a version of PC. So you can play the FriendSwap games and you can play Roblox and you don't need a PS version of it. You can just run that. I mean,
yeah, but it would be a PC version through a bespoke storefront.
Why don't they make the storefront?
Yeah, but that I think would be a bad mistake. Windows already has that store. So like Sony, I thought for a while Sony might work on their own launcher or something like that, for PC specifically, but it's clear that they don't want to be in that space anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with if you remove Helldivers from Sony's cumulative sales, it's entirely likely that Forza 5 on PlayStation 5 sold more units than pretty much every PC game they've sold combined. So it's like, I think they look at that and they're like, nah, this isn't worth it. Like the 2% of gross revenue we're making here is just not worth the risks to the hardware.
You're muted.
Sorry, so I was gonna say I'm gonna stop it. So I think they've covered like most of the points that we wanted to talk about, and we can move on. But I think he raises some good points, and I disagree with him in a lot of things. Because again, like the way that he's phrasing, or he's sort of like framing these things, he's really framing these things from a console fanboy perspective. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's framing it as this is just again what you guys are saying. He's framing this as this is just a 1-to-1 alternative to the PlayStation 6.
Yeah. And even like his takes about Sony, like, because to me, I don't understand like his dismissive take of Sony releasing a storefront where Sony will have their games on their store, which is similar to the Xbox app. But it means that you can play their games on their app and you can play their games on their console. He's framing that as a bad thing, like it wouldn't work. If Sony had done it early enough, I don't see how that does not work for Sony. What do you guys think?
For example, even when he says, I should actually finish playing that clip, because I think he says more things on it.
Yeah.
Finish playing the clip, I think he finishes up his point.
And to the ecosystem, in my opinion.
Do you think if PS6 is basically what it is now, with the same cadence of release, but these other boxes are in the market, and the Switch is in the
Okay,
market.
stop it. It
that
doesn't.
It'll
He
continue
says
to just
basically
soar
that
at sales, or do you
that
think
Forza probably made more money than all of Sony's.
Yeah, he's already said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, okay, so obviously we know Helldivers 2. I'm looking at it here. Apparently sold 12 million on PC. But Horizon Zero Dawn sold apparently 4.5 million on PC. God of War 2018 apparently sold 4 million on PC. Days Gone apparently sold 3 million on PC. Yeah, so like these are decent sales from what I'm seeing here anyway. 4 million, and Forza's only
better than the Forza numbers that he's quoting. Like I don't know why he would say that. Like
apparently Forza sold 5. Well, I mean it's officially 3 million or something like that, but like people are saying it might be getting close to 5 million. So I just don't understand why he's making it seem like, well, because what he says is that like, well, Xbox has to do with this, yeah, because they made some more money on PlayStation, Forza, and Sea of Thieves. And I'm like, yeah, but Sony made money on PC then, because I mean it's saying right here that like Horizon Zero Dawn sold 4.5 million. Like, what are you talking? Like, again, like, but then I'm like, okay, but why didn't you bring up like Outer Worlds 2 and Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush? And it's like, you, out of all the titles that they released on PlayStation or whatever it is, you only just brought up the two big ones, and the two big ones you brought up are live service.
No, I agree with you. Like, again, like, I really think if you're going to be having a debate with someone like Colin, or a discussion with someone like Colin, you need to call him out. And then I feel Jeffy was very sort of like accommodating here. He needed to call him out on all his console takes, because a lot of his takes in terms of how the business works are very much rooted in you are viewing this as a console device and not a hybrid PC device. Because if we're saying that like this device is shifting Xbox to PC, then the strategy is completely different. You can't look at it from a perspective of like, well, they're still doing console things. No, it's not that. They're not trying to win the guys that care about a Series S that's going to cost $300 to $500, or a Series X that's going to cost about $600 to $700. Like, no, that's not what they care about. They're looking at the much more higher end of the market. And I don't think he's doing that. And this is why I say that, like, I just feel that like they should have been either someone else in this debate to sort of like, or this discussion that they were having, to sort of like ask those questions of Colin. Otherwise, he just answers, and his answers are not very well realized. They don't give a lot of detail as to why he's saying the things that he's saying. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But anyways, anything else, gentlemen, before we move on? I don't think there's much that I want to move on to, except maybe, do we want to talk more series? Do you guys in the chat, do you want to see more Series X and Helix stuff, or do you want us to change the subject and talk about other stuff? Okay.
I don't know if you said anything else that that was particularly. I think we kind of covered everything with Game Pass and PC.
Xbox gave us all they could this week.
Yeah, unless you want to skip a little bit to like because I think he has a timestamps there maybe. So this is something we missed.
He doesn't have timestamps, unfortunately.
No. Then there are. If you go to the comment section, I mean, I actually sent you the timestamps. I think.
Let's see. I'll check now because I have WhatsApp open here.
Why not?
This is the version that I actually copied here, so it doesn't have the time.
So there's one. It says I think on 1 hour 22. It says could the PS6 or Helix run Steam PC games? Why opening to third-party storefronts destroy?
I think we just saw that.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, then cool. Then I think we're done here. Okay, hey, we're done here. Any other talking points then?
No. Like for me, like I think we've had a very robust discussion in regards to this. Because my only thing is that, like, again, like whenever you have these sort of discussions, like Colin he's a console PlayStation fanboy. His channel is called Sacred Symbols, which is X square triangle. It's the PlayStation symbols on his thing. So
actually, what I have an interesting question for you guys, right? How would you market this device? Like, what strategy would you put in place? What would be the tagline? Like, how do you convey to people like what this thing is and why it's worth the price tag?
I would definitely. I would show its versatility. I do think I would show its versatility in terms of how much access you have to stuff and showing how much value you're getting for, because if it is, how much is this thing going to cost? Between 800 to 1,000?
And I'll say 1 to 1.5K.
Okay, so if you're gonna jump out the gate with that, because again, people are still gonna operate that this is a console, so you have to really show why this is that price. And I don't think that'll be too hard because you have a lot of value going for this console or this Project Helix. You have a lot of things going for it. You can play PC games as desktop mode. You can hook it to your TV, your monitor. It's probably like there's just a lot going for it, and I think that's what you should lean into, and just go all the way with that. Because if you go with, again, if you're trying to make it like a console, it's not going to work. People are going to get confused.
I agree. So the only thing I'll add to what Kendall said is that Xbox really does have a marketing problem. They have a messaging problem. And I'm worried because they've not solved those two problems. Even with this woman coming in, they're still repeating the same mistakes. And what I mean by that is very simple, is that they're still doing this thing of will they, won't they? Fucking commit, bro. Like if you are transitioning your players to PC, fucking commit and say this is what we're doing and this is how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna make sure that, unlike any other time that this has happened, you guys get the most easiest sort of like grandfathering into this environment. There's gonna be so many perks that if you can, there's no ways that you can refuse our deal. But they're still doing this whole thing of will they, won't they? We might put exclusives on, or we might be about exclusives, we might not be.
Yeah.
Stop that bullshit, right? Stop that fucking, stop playing with, because the problem is, all these I can't stand Xbox. I can't stand Xbox Twitter fans. Because they immediately, they always looking at the breadcrumbs, and then they think they can take the breadcrumbs, put them with the tea leaves, and then determine, oh, we're getting exclusives back, out of. I'm no, this is not just. And then what Xbox needs to be I just wish they would just be clear in their communication. Say no, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're committing to, and we've put enough resources and people to say, you know what, we're going to drive this message home to you until you're sick of it, but we're not gonna change our minds. This is what we're doing. But they keep doing this whole thing of no, we hear you. We might consider that. We're not ruling that out. Stop that bullshit. Commit to your marketing. Say this is what we're doing, and let the people that you think are gonna follow you in that direction. That's it.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Take the training wheels off. Come on. Let your balls hang.
I envision something like, the first thing is highlight the fact that Xbox and PC games, mention Steam library, GOG, all that kind of stuff, but also maybe even highlight the fact that do a comparison, show a static stock device, and list the parts of that device and how much that device is costing. So whatever, 2.5K or let's say 1.9K, and then show the Xbox version are 1K. Let people see that the equivalent of what you're going to get is going to be way more expensive. So this is a huge value proposition right now for you. So I'll say that is very
important. Dude, that's so important. But they just have to be able to look like stop being kumbaya. Stop being kumbaya. You have to show what the value that you're getting from this thing. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
Yeah, no, that's it. Like, the value needs to be there, and the advertising needs to be slick. It needs to show like the device is powerful, it's great. You need to, show people using the device, playing the Xbox games, and then go on there to then go play the the Xbox handheld, and then go on the laptop. Like I always kind of use this tagline of like one purchase, all devices. Like kind of like push that kind of play everywhere kind of motto as well. But let people know that, like, this is the best, and don't be afraid to call it out. Best place to play Call of Duty. Make up fucking bullshit. 280 frames. I don't give a fuck. Like, just make 280 frames right now. Like, show it like it's the best. Even hit up Rockstar and say like, yeah, this is now the best place to play GTA when it comes out.
And like, to me, these are just layups that they just not like capitalize, and they won't, because I don't know like who told Microsoft that they need to be friendly with their marketing towards Sony, as if Sony is gonna give them any breaks. Sony doesn't give a fuck. Sony just care whether or not that game will make money on their ecosystem. You don't need to be nice to Sony because they're not nice to you. Just be an asshole to them, just like you've got more money, bro. You don't need anything from them. Like, I don't get this attitude that they have. Like, they need Sony. Like, what? Like, Sony's not gonna want to put Call of Duty on their... Okay, fair enough. You don't want to put Call of Duty on your platform?
You need to show Forza. You need to show Gears. You need to get fucking Ninja Theory demos. That's all it is. Forget, like, just say these are not actually real games or whatever it is, but working title. Let Ninja Theory show. None of this fucking slow shit on Hellblade. Let them show, like, about combat, going on, right? But Hellblade's graphics are amazing. Show it, and say like, this is the power of the equivalent of a device that will cost you 2.5K, but with Xbox 1,000. Like, like, you need to have something really catchy.
Hey, you need to get some type of third party game.
Yes,
that's associated with this thing.
Have pay EA to fucking make a fucking version that's like supreme for like football, right? Pay like what else? NBA 2K, show the sweat dripping off these wrestlers or whatever it is. Like, you need to make people see like, okay, this device, it's not what I want, but goddamn, this thing looks fucking powerful.
Like marketing.
They just need to stop being pussies, bro.
That's it.
They need to stop being pussies. They got to show this. They go. If you're saying you're going back, you need to go back to the 360 era. That's what you need to do.
Correct.
Because nothing is going to work.
Because now what they're doing is that now they're not just competing. They're saying, well, we're not longer competing with Sony, but now they're competing with every other OEM out there. They're competing with Dell. They're competing with Asus. They're competing with the likes of HP. But like, you can't, like, dude, if you're in a race where there's just two of you and you couldn't take the gloves off, now you're racing with 10 different competitors and you still just want to pussyfoot. And like, you can crush all these guys. Like, crushing all these competitors is nothing to you because no one's got a bigger wallet than you. Your checkbook is still like it levels out like it's the winning card, but you refuse to use it against your competitors. I will never understand that attitude from Microsoft.
Matt Booty said we could literally outspend.
Yeah, he said that. Like, and then Phil didn't agree, I suppose.
Yeah, Phil. I think they go off of like ethics and morality. It's like, when you're beating somebody at the end of the game, you're not supposed to score. Yeah, like when you're beating somebody in the winning thing, like that's how they operate. It's just like, it's like technically, in the urinal, you're not supposed to go next to somebody when you're peeing, but there's no law that says otherwise. So fuck it, you could still do it. That's how Xbox.
These motherfucking studios are like, yo, we gotta do 30%. But we can't do that. Like, we can't make it, And what Fisher said is like, well, then make your game good, then, motherfucker. He's like, okay, I guess you can put it everywhere then. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, that's not what should have happened.
No, like make it sell inside. Like, well, get those 3 million players that you thought you'd get on PlayStation on our platform.
Yeah.
Like, be that asshole. Say, yeah, no, I don't want those 10. I don't want the 3 million from it. I want it here. If I'm taking my shit to PlayStation, I want another 5 million. But you're gonna give me this extra 3 million now. And unfortunately, dude, like, if you're part of product management, like, you need an asshole. You can't have a nice guy that's just signing off all like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, is this a pet project for your for your activism, for your kids? But like, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, no. Can't do that. But anyways, guys, I think we've covered that topic in depth. So the only other big thing, because I see we are 2 hours and 25 minutes in, the only other big thing that we have here is the future game showcase, because all the other stories are minor stories. This is all part of the stuff that was at the GDC, which was ARK Survival, the franchise that was. They had a quite a showing at GDC. Not sure if anyone wants to speak about that. The only other thing is AI. And AI is always something that we say we're going to talk about, but we never really go into. But so it's AI and creativity and designing games for the future, and what some of the developers said at the GDC. The other one here is the Future Games Showcase, where they revealed over 40 games. Did anyone watch the Future Games Showcase? I'm going to put it on screen, and then we can discuss that. Anyone checked out the Future Games Showcase?
No, I did not.
So I have it here. Where is it? Nope, this is Moore's Law. And the problem with Moore's Law is that they're going to talk about the thing that we've already discussed, which is the Series X and S story. Okay, let me share this quickly. Dum 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 dum.
Adorable Adventures.
Share, there we go. Future Game Showcase. Okay, so again, like, this is like primarily indie, but it also talks to a lot of like bigger, like, let me say bigger AAA title, bigger AA to entry level AAA titles, but you're not gonna get like your biggest releases being shown off here. This is for all the guys that sort of like want to sort of like display their games, like this one here, which is a fan favorite, which is this Batman Gotham.
This shit actually looks pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, from what
pretty good.
Yeah, like a lot of people are saying that you're getting the same depth that you would get from Arkham Asylum and Arkham, the Arkham series, basically. Even the gameplay is emulating the Arkham series, but you're just doing it with Legos.
Yeah.
So you can, I don't know, like, it's not my type of thing, but like I think a lot of people will be into this, and it's one of the bigger games at the showcase. So I'm gonna leave it. I just need to go refill my water. So, Kendall, did you watch the showcase?
No, I did not. I'm catching up on it right now.
Uh-huh. Did anything catch your eye in regards to this showcase specifically?
I would say I was paying attention. I saw this game a long time ago. I would say it's Directive 8020 by Supermassive Games.
Yeah,
I think that looks really cool. I like that actress that they got in it. I think she was in The Woman King. That was a good movie. But yeah,
I know who you're talking about. It's not it's not what's her name?
She was in Marvel. Marvel.
Oh, I was about to say it's not Amanda Waller, is it?
It's not Amanda Waller. It's
no, but like Amanda Waller is the chick in Marvel.
No, it's not her. It's not her. She was a superhero.
Oh.
She was with
Oh, she's in Marvel. Oh, she was Captain Marvel in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I know that she's talking about. She's tall.
Latasha Lynch. Is that her name?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
something Lynch. Yeah, it's
this looks
I think
pretty
she's
good.
British. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of a little bit like a Dead Space, and I like these kind of you pick the scenarios and all that. So I think that looks pretty damn good. And then Blight. It's like this Blight. It's called Blight. It's like you're a knight, and you're just like you fight these like creatures.
Yeah.
And I believe it's co-op. You could play with your 3 friends. It's kind of when I first saw it, they said it was like a co-op Dark Souls kind of game. Because I think it was when you first saw it was 2020. But it looks pretty damn dope. Like the graphics, the animation just looks unreal. It does look like Demon Souls, but supernatural. And I just love the tone of it. How there's just like you're just with your friends, just tearing shit up. It definitely looks like it has that depth where it's not too easy and you'll have to communicate. So that looks really good. Those were the 2 that jumped out.
Okay, no, I feel you. So I just want to step away for a second. I don't know what you guys want to focus on while I'm away, but so Kenwell, if you don't mind, just is that the only 2 games that you're interested in? If there's anything else that you want to talk us through,
let's
have a look and then just talk through those games. I'll be right back. I just need a bathroom break.
Ken, you've been playing that new Bungie game, yeah?
No, I actually haven't. So what I can say is I played the Server Slam that they had 2 weeks ago, the week before it released. And I thought it was good. Like Bungie, I'm a fan of Bungie. Their first person expertise is very good. It hits every single time, bro. It's so damn good. But the problem is it's the timing. So the game, how it is if you're going from Arc Raiders to Marathon, the biggest jump is that Arc Raiders, technically, you're not supposed to be hunting after people. It's not a true PvP game or PvPvE game. You're really trying to go after materials, stock up so that you can build up your base. That's what it's. I believe it's called base. So you have a medical workbench. You're trying to do that with Arc Raiders. Now there's a map in Arc Raiders called Stella Montis, which is like the team deathmatch mode. With Bungie's Marathon, this is a lot more PvP. That's the focus. And you're supposed to be, when you get into it and you start to understand, it's not only a PvP game that it's more focused on that. Yes, there's enemies, but it's a team-based PvP game. So you have to mesh, you have to really mesh with your team. The abilities, you have to find how they work with each other, because I was playing a medic one. Then my friend was playing a stealth one. And then there was my other friend, he was playing some guy with a shield. So he was also a little bit of the support. I was the medic. And then my friend was like the stealth. And you have to find a way to really work with each other, because there's a lot of enemies that come at you and then the other team comes at you. It's about the loot, but more about getting better, matchmaking, and then doing what just needs to be done on the map. The thing is, the timing, I didn't want to pay $40 for it because I plan on getting Crimson Desert next week, and I knew that was going to occupy my time. But I do think it's going to be a little bit like how Destiny 2 was, where it was like, oh shit, people are still playing Destiny 2. I think it's going to be that, but I don't think it's going to be, I don't think the number is going to be that crazy for Marathon.
Okay. Do you think the numbers will be okay enough for Sony to keep it going, or do you think they're going to be like, yeah, we're shutting this shit down?
I think they're going to be okay enough for Sony to keep it going. Because you can't have Concord and then Marathon come out, especially when I know for a fact Marathon is doing much better than Concord did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, fair point. It's a game I don't think I'll probably play it. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the art style as much.
Oh, I actually like the art style. I thought it was pretty. It was like this. No, I get it. I like the art style. It's got this fucking sci-fi horror shit. Like when you're really in the game, bro, there's like this there's this one loading screen. And you know when you see like a bug, an insect really up close, and how terrifying that shit looks, like you see their eyes and then like their little movement, like they're just how furry it is. They have a lot of screenshots like that. It's creepy for sure. The art style.
I feel like if it had a story mode, I might have considered it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it's a different kind of game. It's not meant to have a story mode, but I just look at them like, well, maybe if you had a good companion story mode, I would have purchased it more, because I'm just not the kind of person who purchases this kind of multiplayer games.
It's hard. It's hard for multiplayer games for me right now. What I'm surprised about is these past 2 weeks I've gone back to Overwatch, and I've been having a lot of fun on that, like a lot of fun. And then I was talking to some other people about it, some friends, and then they also went back to Overwatch. So it just looks like they had to just drop the 2 from it, and now everybody's back. But they added like, I forget, 5 new heroes all at once, and they added from the last time I played. So when I first played Overwatch 2, they only had a 5v5 game mode for ranked, and 5v5 is like, it's not that good. The original game was 6v6, and it made it like it just played a lot better. So most of the time you do 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 DPS. And it was cool because how that game works is it's one of the few games where when you die, it makes absolute sense when you die. There's very few moments when you die you're like, what the fuck is that? That makes no damn sense. This game, you're out of position, or you're getting countered, or the team just has a way better setup than you. With Overwatch 2, how they added a new queue where it's open competitive and it's 6v6 again. So I'm back on it. I'm back playing ranked, and goddamn, that really, I forget when that game came out and how big it was, because it just set off the whole wave of hero shooters. Like, it is so damn good. Every hero that they designed still hits. Like, there's so many different kind of heroes, and they don't look the same at all. Like, I've been using this dude named Sigma. He's a tank. He's kind of got like a Magneto, but at the same time, you can't just say like, oh, this is a Magneto ripoff. All the heroes just seem like they stand out, and they can make an own game. They can be the main character of their own game. They got this like Smash Bros thing got kind of going on, and they haven't tweaked too much with my characters, and it's a bias. It's like one of the last multiplayer games that I absolutely fuck people up on. Like, I'm dropping like 60, 70, like I'm having like 19,000 damage in this shit. Like, bro, if you guys saw me on this shit, you would think I'm like pro. I'm not trying to gas myself up, but dude, this shit is so much fun. And that's just what I've been playing until Crimson Desert comes out next week.
Crimson Desert, like, man, that game just, I can't put my finger on it.
What are your thoughts on it so far?
It looks like a huge open world game, sandbox to have fun, and I think that's fine to some extent. Have fun. I'm just not into those kind of games.
Let me ask you
this game. I'm just like, nah.
Do you like games that handhold a little bit? Like,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
me too. I do like games that handhold me a little bit.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm not gonna lie.
Men's hates Phantom Liberty.
Yeah, fuck that game, man.
How, bro?
Open world.
How?
The acting isn't great. Open world nonsense. Screw that.
What?
And he keeps hating on Idris. He keeps saying like Idris's performance is terrible. I'm like, Jesus, I don't even want to get into this.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I thought Idris' performance was better than Keanu.
It is like that's my point. It's like
better,
Keanu
it's
is just
better.
doing his whole.
No, but Keanu's he's supposed to be a still guy. Like, hey, let's go rain down. Like that's kind of what I expect from him. It's not great, but like that's kind of who he is. Idris, though, I know I've seen him act. Like I expect way more.
Okay.
But yeah, man, to each his own.
I don't know. Like I thought his performance was like because I finished the entire arc, like just one. Like I know there's multiple, and I was like satiated. I was happy with his performance. And another thing is like Idris's performance differs drastically, in my opinion. Anyway, me watching his performances between when he's doing an American accent and then when he's just doing a normal Pommy or a normal British accent. His natural accent, he just gives a better performance than when he's trying to do an American accent. And in Cyberpunk, he's doing an American accent. And I can get why it's distracting at certain points. Because he's doing an American accent, he's doing a very specific type of American accent. That is like, if you've ever watched noir shows, like from back, like those black and white sort of detective shows, he's doing that whole cadence, that whole thing in terms of talking. They're talking like those characters, like from Dick Tracy. And that is his sort of like his what's the word? But like that's where he's approaching the character from. So if you don't like the way he portrays that character, I can get why you didn't think his performance was strong.
Yeah, I felt like his strongest American accent was Stringer Bell.
Yes,
that was his strongest one.
Agreed.
But anyway, he was abusing bots in Overwatch. What was that?
Yo, that's crazy, bro. You know what? Go check my account, Saber Eagle X. Go check. I'll show you who was abusing bots. I'll show you. But this is the game I was talking about, Blight.
Yeah,
that's on the screen.
Yeah, I saw some of the cinema or some of the gameplay of it. It seems very medieval, very Souls-like, for the lack of a better word. Is that what we can expect from this, Carol?
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know if that can be the case because it's co-op. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I feel like when it becomes co-op, it becomes something different. It becomes more like what's that game called? Oh my gosh, there's this one game that is they always said it's hard. There's a sequel to it.
Okay, yeah.
Shit. What is that game? It starts with an R. I forget what it is, but that's what it's more in the vein of. It was free on Game Pass for a little bit.
I know what you're talking about.
Starts with an R. Not revival.
I know what you're talking about. Was it like a high end sort of like it's very low in terms of world, but like high end graphics type of thing, right? There's not enough worlds. Like,
it's.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
And it was like it's kind of like a Chernobyl type of setting.
Yes.
Yeah, that damn, I forget what that game is called.
Yeah, I also can't think of it right now. Ty, is there anything from this game showcase that you cared about that you saw?
I didn't actually know anything about it. Like I didn't watch it, so
okay. So let's go through the games. Let's just go through the games as one of our last items. I have a screenshot here, and then we'll take it from there. I'm gonna just share, and then you'll tell me yay or nay, because my back is also, I can start to feel my lower back starting to fuck me up. There we go.
Nay.
We haven't started yet, bro. Like what?
This one is nay as fuck.
Let's see. So I'm not gonna show you videos. I'm gonna let me just enlarge this. I'm just going to sort of zoom in on this, and then we'll just go through the individual games. Okay, this would be clear enough. So the first one, let's close this. You guys can see the screen.
Yeah.
Dave the Diver in the Jungle DLC. Who is yay or nay?
Nay.
You guys don't like Dave the Diver?
No.
Seventh Guest remake. I have no idea what this is. 1993 adventure classic.
Seventh Guest as well.
Yay or nay?
Nay.
Guys are such haters. Project Shadow Glass. This is a 3D pixel art indie project. Shadow Glass was revealed during the Future Game Spring Showcase, and it's a medieval RPG inspired by immersive sim classics like Thief, Deus Ex, coming soon to PC. Yay or nay?
I'm watching the gameplay, yay.
Tai, do you want to watch the gameplay, or can you give me a yay or nay?
Nay.
I like the art style too.
I like the art style. I saw the art style earlier on. I was like, okay, I'm interested in this. Lego Batman, Legacy of the Dark Knight. So basically, it's gonna cover the Dark Knight trilogy movies in terms of like what they're gonna spoof, and the games, the Arkham Knight games, and the gameplay is straight off the Dark Knight. So this I know quite a bit about. Sorry, not the Dark Knight, of the Arkham Knight games, or the Arkham games. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Nay.
That's it. Remnants.
Oh, Remnant.
Remnants, yeah.
Like Remnant 1 and 2, wasn't it? There's 2 games.
Oh, Ready or Not? Nay.
Nay. Everything's just gonna be a nay. Because I know I'm just gonna play nothing. Like my back catalog is too much.
Yeah. So just a quick one, Kenwell. The game that you mentioned just before you
Remnants 2, Stalker 2.
was it Remnant 2? Like Remnant, like have you played both of them?
I played the first one, not the second one.
Okay, I heard that. Like I tried to play the first one, but like it just turns out to be like a Souls-like.
Yeah.
Defender of the Crown Legend returns. Revealed during the Spring Showcase, a 1986 medieval strategy game, Defender of the Crown, has been restored. This is a restoration of an older game. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay.
I'm also don't. Like this game was made when I was born. Like why? Adorable Adventures. An adventure game about a baby boy, so you can play Pumbaa with a remarkable sense of smell. Okay, I think we can say nay, right? You all right?
Nay.
Okay. Unboxing Mr. Koo. So this looks like an indie darling. Solo developer Nacho Rodriguez popped up during the Spring Showcase to provide viewers with an overview or an unboxing of Mr. Chu or Mr. Koo with his hand-drawn frame-by-frame graphics adventure. It's a surreal, wordless adventure. So I think here what this is like Myst and all those, if you remember those point-and-click type games, or the LucasArts ones, like what is that island? Something Island, and Sam and Max. I think this is what you're looking at here. Yeah or nay?
Nay.
Taye? Is Taye still there? Taye. Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. Okay,
Nah, I'm not. None of these games are gonna like catch my attention, especially because I can't even see the video. Like I'm just seeing art style. I'm just like, okay, like.
So they've got like a 2-hour reel that I was sharing earlier on. You can look at that. But I think the art style, especially in today's game, sort of represents a lot of what you can expect from the overall game. Okay, so this one is called Calyx. True Colors gave us closer look at gameplay from the studio's atmospheric puzzle. But just from this, is this art interest you in this game? Is this something that you want to buy?
No.
Art style, yes.
Same. I think the art style is interesting. I would love to see what the gameplay looks like. Blight. So I know that we saw Blight. It was shown. So it's like a medieval. One of our first ones to watch. Deep Dive. Spring Showcase centered on, I don't know how to pronounce that name, survival, PvE, co-op horror game where you take down monsters with medieval weaponry. So it looked very like graphics 3D, looked very good, but it didn't look the sort of like there was multiplayer stuff that I didn't like. So Kennel, this is one that you said you were interested
Yeah, this one is. I'm very interested in this one.
in. Tai?
No.
Yeah, we just felt Tai
Clean
know
up.
what this expressed. What is this? Cleanup Earth? Yeah, this looks very kiddie. Gameplay trailer, cleanup, introduce. Yay or nay? I'm not even gonna go.
Nah.
Oh, this looks interesting. Directive 8020, a Dark Pictures game. Who's Dark Pictures?
They made that one game where they're at the summer camp.
Jeez.
Summer camp. They made Until Dawn, right?
Oh,
They made Until Dawn.
Gotcha. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Mana Meridian or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
they did like a quality type game.
Yeah, it's like it's in its own universe. So yeah,
100%. So I like their writing, and I've played some of their games, and they very. I loved Until Dawn. It's probably one of my favorite survival horrors on the PS4. So definitely looking forward to this Directive 8020. What's the synopsis? During this year's spring showcase, legendary horror developer Supermassive Games dropped a brand new trailer showing off multiplayer features present in multiplayer. Really?
Multiplayer? Why the what?
See, now they just put me off. Present in Directive 8020. This is the latest entry in the Dark Pictures. Oh, it is part of the Dark Pictures anthology. All right, wow, but not too excited about the multiplayer. If they do it like that Xbox hand-drawn game, it might work. Until what was that game called?
Oh, As Dusk Falls.
Dust Falls, yeah. Like that game.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game.
If you're playing with other people, I think the game became much better.
Mm-hmm.
1348 Ex Voto, a new
cover.
trailer provided into the world of 1348, an action adventure where you play a knight errant medieval in Italy. So it looks like you're playing a female character in medieval Italy. Okay, that's interesting.
I think it came out
yay or
already.
nay?
Oh, nay.
Tides nay to everything. Okay.
This reminds me of
Shadow
another Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Okay, so okay, cool. So just for
fuck all these indie games. Oh, what the hell is this? Like, more about the AAA stuff. Like, what's all these indie AA? Nah, like everything here is nay.
everything is double, but that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point of this. Yeah, that's why we didn't watch this shit.
This is an indie showcase.
Yeah, fuck them.
Like this is for people that create.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. No, I just can't get into it because I really need to watch the videos. To actually, like, I just don't know what the hell all these pictures are.
My God,
I need some kind of unique gameplay. You know, like even Kill Obscure. Like if I saw Kill Obscure's like thumbnail, I'd be like, okay, it looks interesting, but like, you know, I want to see the gameplay. I need to see the vibe.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'll share the full-on 2-hour trailer with you, and then you can go check these out. And then if you do change your mind, please let me know, and then we can unpack. Shadowstone is a tactical roguelike. Just 2 words that put me off. Up to 4 players, creators of whatever, I don't know what that game is, Thunderfolk, coming to PC. But if you can't wait that long, you can sign up for upcoming playtest. This is a nay, right? Any yays? Nope, none.
Nah.
Little Nightmares. This is a very popular franchise. Tai, I'm sure you've played Little Nightmares.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's
So this is a VR version, altered echoes for PlayStation VR. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay. Nay as well. Silver Pines. A moody survival horror odyssey set in a small American town. A new trailer. Yes, there's just too many fucking games. Like, this is the thing with indie games. There's so many fucking indie games. Like, who has the time to play all this shit? I'm sorry. This is outside the big 10-pole games that we're all gonna be playing. Who's gonna go pick up Silver Pines? Yep. I'm sorry. No offense to the Silver Pines. Who's gonna go pick up this game and say, hey, Tim 17 made a game. Wait a minute. Let me go check it out. Okay, this one seems to have an active live trailer. There are no ghosts in Grand. Okay, I don't think this is video. This can't be
What the
video.
fuck?
It says developers of Friday, Sunday. Oh yeah, it is shared a musical performance from the
Nobody wants to hear these I hate when developers do that shit. Nay.
Yeah, Last Flag. Okay, this brother looks like he's got some swag. It says a new trailer. Last Flag offers some chaotic gameplay from this.
Oh, yeah, no. I saw this.
You know what's going on here, Keno?
Yeah, I saw this game. I think it was at a PlayStation showcase.
Yeah.
I think it's by a group of. I believe it's by a group of former content creator. I forget what their name is, but let me see. But yeah, this is an A. This is an A for me.
Okay.
It looks too, I don't know, it looks cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, like I don't know, there's just too many games with this art style and with this sort of like presented gameplay that I just don't care anymore.
Oh, Imagine Dragons. That's what it is. My bad. Imagine Dragons.
Yeah. Okay, revamp. This looks like I'm not sure. World trailers for debut of revamp next gen from the team that brought you Moonlighter. It's a tower defense Vania, which means it's a 2D platformer with strategic elements. Are you interested? Yeah, nay?
Nay.
Same. Just there's too much to play, dude. Like for you to focus. Like I'm just being honest. To be like this, just why? This doesn't look interesting. Hello Sunshine can say nay, right?
Yeah. Nay.
Will follow the light. A new trailer for Torrowin Studios will, follow the light, gave viewers a release date. Fast approaching Arctic Sailing Odyssey coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Doesn't look very interesting. Yeah or nay?
Nay.
Papa needs a headshot.
Papa needs.
Steampunk Western Papa needs a headshot. Papa. So the name makes me interested in this game. This might be something interesting. Hitting the bullseye with a brand new gameplay and reaffirming that this visually inspired indie is coming soon to PlayStation and PC. Why is it not on Xbox?
Yeah, what?
It doesn't look like that expensive. Why?
That's a yay. I mean, it's a shooter, yay. I like Western.
And I like Western classic old school games. I used to play like the cowboy game on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the day. What is this? Atmosphere. Epoch Lab.
Survival. Survival games.
Survival games. You pretty much know what to expect. Collect stuff, build things, protect yourself, survive, I suppose. Okay, we gotta go. This doesn't look that interesting. Does this look like an image that interests you?
No. I feel like
Yep, we definitely gotta go. Let's move on to the next option. Dungeon Experience.
What?
Yeah. Nay. Let's move on.
Nay.
Outbound. Outbound is sustainability focus.
What does that mean?
It's conscious of nature, like sustainability to me talks to being environmentally conscious and all that shit.
Oh my god. That's some woke shit.
You feel that what is this? Aphelion. This looks good, right?
Yeah.
This art style makes you think, this looks like a good, summer blockbuster or thriller. Yeah. What is it? Aphelion is a mystery-tingled intergalactic action adventure where you fight to survive on a frozen planet. A new trailer aired during the spring showcase, showcasing more gameplay and nodding towards game's release on the 28th of April. So it's coming out soon.
Oh, nah, I'm seeing the gameplay. Nah.
So go bookmark this and go check the gameplay out and see if it's something you would like. This is definitely a name. Fuck that shit. Quite a ride. I think I've seen this before. Alex from Goodwin Games provides an overview of quite the ride studio atmospheric survival horror. Okay, this is survival horror. For you survival horror fans, go check this out.
A lot of survival horrors.
Too many. But I like what I'm seeing floating in the background, but I still wouldn't play it because there's just like you're releasing this game in the same realm where you have Resident Evil 4, Village, and 9.
Yeah.
This is come on. Like even if it's creative, you're looking at a very niche audience. But okay, I think we've got more or less an idea of what to expect here. Okay, cool. Wait, have you ever been into this Life is Strange?
Nah, I never played these games. They seemed a little too like CW.
Yeah. To me, they were just not for me. Like, I tried to play the first one, but like, there's just an element of them that's got like the teen. You know those like shows that like your sister or your whoever used to watch when you were growing up.
Yeah, that's why it gives me CW vibes.
Oh god, yes, you absolutely
CW vibes. It gives me that.
Correct. Okay, cool. But this is gonna be popular. A lot of people are gonna buy this.
Yeah, I think those do well because they keep coming out with them.
Gate Guard, never heard of it. I'm gonna move on. Killing Floor. This is quite a popular franchise.
Yeah.
And I know that it's in that free-to-play zone, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check. Killing Floor.
Monster Hunter Stories 3. Okay, this is gonna sell
$40.
What's $40?
Killzone 3. $40.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Stories 3. I've heard really good things about it. I think it has some 90+ Metacritic.
Covers
the
tough.
actually RPG game that I'm looking at that it's kind of supposed to be like Pokemon is the new Digimon game, the time game. Apparently it has a deep story and it has like everyone's saying it's pretty good. And if you like Pokemon, then this is the game for you. I know Jez was kind of raving on about Monster Hunters. He really enjoys it. So these two games I might be looking into maybe after Banishers or so.
Okay, wow. I've never played a single Monster Hunter game. Probably not gonna in the future.
Yeah.
Kennel?
Nah.
Yeah, for me as well. Like I could never get into these. Ritual Tides. This look interesting. Ritual Tides is a terrifying horror game set in a remote island. A new gameplay from maybe you guys should bookmark this. I'll definitely check this out. Like this image got me interested. Samson. We all know Samson.
Oh, right? Yeah. I'm getting this.
Everybody's hyped about this game. I hope it doesn't disappoint. I've not looked into who's making this. Because this is supposed to be this gritty action adventure brawler type game where you can drive around and you go into certain places, you beat up people, you move through the level and you do stuff. It's like Grand Theft Auto, just a little bit more focused.
Yeah, my thing is, I think people. So this is by ex-devs of Avalanche, the people that made Just Cause.
Oh yes.
This is a new. They left and then they made it. What I think this is going to be more akin to the new Mafia game.
Mafia 3.
Mafia: The Old Country. That's what I think this game is going to be. I like that game. For the price, I thought the story was pretty good, the performance, all of that. But I think if you're looking at it as like a GTA little brother, I don't think that's what you're going to get.
You know what this game reminds me of, where I think they should be going with this game? A lot of the driving sort of elements remind me of Driver. I was hoping they would combine Driver with like a brawler. Like,
yeah,
you drive to areas and then you arrive. Maybe there's shootouts on the way or whatever the situation is, but then you sort of brawl your way through whatever the is. I'm hoping for something like that because I don't need another GTA game. Like, there's just too many of those.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people looking forward to that 9th gen. This looks like something I would get. I like the graphic style. It's like Lego.
Co-op and just shooting.
What is it called? 9th Dragon. Sorry, I thought 9th gen.
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check out a trailer.
Ooh, Remothered. I think I've heard this. Red Nun Legacy. This looks like a survival horror again. I'll have a look at the trailer and decide if I'm interested. I can't remember the last time I finished a survival horror game. I need to get back into the genre. But okay, cool. So, what do you guys think of the Future Games Showcase? Are there any future games that you are looking forward to playing from the Future Games Showcase? Tai?
Oh,
Then
No, not for me.
they're gonna be games that I'll probably check out when there's a Steam sale.
Yeah, same.
For sure.
That's I don't believe you, Ty. I don't think you're gonna check these games out, even if they are.
Ties as fuck indies.
I think you are lying. You are lying.
Yeah, that's true.
You ever said that? I don't believe it. Okay, cool. So I just want to share something. Okay, cool. Something is playing in the background. Wait. Yeah, okay. I think it's that. Oh, wait. Let me just get this on full screen. There we go. Okay, cool. So, Kenwell, Ty, anything else that you guys want us to talk about or cover?
No, I can't really think of anything. I think we've kind of done.
I think this is pretty light news week.
Okay, there's one last thing. All right, like, but continue, have a discussion. I just want to search for this thing because it's gonna lead to one of the last topics here. So, Ty, please go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing else that I guess, we talk about Xbox marketing, we talk about what they need to do, we talk about them probably going back to exclusives, which is probably going to be rare. I think one thing I'll say about Asha being in charge is things have changed on Xbox now. I think there's a better vibe within the community, and obviously getting rid of Phil was probably one of that reason. Better marketing, better strategy, and I'm hoping that all this new type of marketing strategy shows that like they've learned from their mistakes and they're willing to push forward. And in terms of them going back to exclusive titles, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Nothing else.
Yeah, Xbox. I mean, it's working for some people. I was talking to this one guy, and he's pretty excited for the new Xbox. He's believing what they're saying. Like, he was like, oh, they're gonna go back to the games and focus on the hardware. My thing is just like, how do you believe them at this point when they say that? But he's believing it, so something's working.
Yeah,
so it makes sense with that. It's just, I don't know, I find myself ever since the 360 just like wandering in terms of finding like my console where I would like to just like parade and go like, yeah, this is where I like to play. But now I just feel like I'm just a nomad or a mercenary where I just go wherever I want to go. So like PlayStation, I don't feel loyal to PlayStation because how late I joined. Like, I had a PlayStation 2, but I didn't like it as much as my GameCube. I like the GameCube way more than the PlayStation 2. And then 360 was my favorite. And then the Xbox, I stuck with the Xbox One. And then the Xbox One burned me. And then I was like, all right, PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is really dope. And PlayStation 5, I'm liking the PlayStation 5. I don't have any complaints. I'm excited for the first party games. I get why it's taking so long. But with the PlayStation 5, it just seems like they're kind of, I didn't like their plan. I wanted more of their live service games to come out just to try. I still think it's an utter failure and just stupidity of Sony not releasing Last of Us Factions or whatever that was going to be, because no matter what, that was going to be a hit. Like, that was not going to just die off. So yeah, I'm really disappointed in them. Like, I never thought I would have said I wanted them. I'm not saying I wanted them to pivot away from the live service games, but I did want to see them do something new. And I felt like the live service games was that. And then for them to just go like, yeah, we're not. We're just going to keep failing and missing the mark on all of these games. So that was really disappointing about this generation. Then Nintendo is just not, it's not somewhere that I really look into because I only use it for Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart.
Yeah.
All right. Ty, anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I think we're
So
done.
the one last topic that we had on here, and there was I forgot the guy's name, unfortunately, but like there's a Hollywood producer, a Hollywood director who was watching these, and he said this blatantly out. He's like, if they can do this, if some dude can put a prompt and be able to produce this, imagine what a Christopher Nolan or a Tarantino can do with this technology. And this is just filmmaking. You can imagine how far this can go when you bring into gaming. This is Seedance. And of course, in America, they don't do a lot of this because of the fact that of the licensing and whatever. This is Seedance, which is Chinese. I don't give a fuck. They just rip everyone. But I wanted you guys to just check this out and tell me what you think of the quality of this stuff.
It's freezing. Ty, are you seeing that?
Okay, wait. Is yours freezing as well, Ty?
Yeah, it's freezing.
Yeah, just a second, because I did download it. Let me just check if it's done. Download. I downloaded it specifically so it would not do the freeze. There would be no freeze. But you guys have heard of Seedance, right?
Yes.
Quality. Okay, sorry, just give me 1 second.
I was trying to get access to Seedance to play around with it. I never did.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking hard. Like, especially for you in the States, it would probably even be harder.
Yeah,
There's so much regulation for because of the IP. Okay, I'll try it again, but I'm pretty sure I downloaded it. Let me just duplicate the tab.
Fucking
Downloaded,
everybody.
yeah.
Wait, so where you guys are at, how does the normal people, do they know about AI like that, or is there?
No, it's the same. Like I always say, whatever's happening in the US or the UK or Europe is happening in South Africa specifically. I don't speak for Africa. We are like a mini version of that, so we get all that stuff. We just have a larger. It's like you guys have rural areas, but we just have a larger rural contingent than you.
Okay.
But we like in terms of like the urban areas, it's pretty much copy and paste.
Okay.
It's not that much difference. And I don't know about Thai. How is it in Ireland?
Like with the AI, everyone. I mean, it is what it is. Some people hate it. I have a friend who hates its guts so much, but you know, like fuck them.
Yeah. That's
okay, so let me try that again. But it is downloaded, so it should be playing with no issues. I don't know, like, why is it doing this? Because the actual video is playing and I can see that it's frozen. Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. This is the... let's try this. The Seedance. There we go. Playing now?
Holy shit, yeah.
There we go.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Well, man, like this is
fucking insane.
how do we compete with, like, how do visual effects like studios.
I can do this all day.
I need to get on this and start making my own videos on video games. You know?
Like, this is just.
I've got friends too.
What? Wow.
Everybody wants to play this. I think we're good. Like, I think, like, if you're in entertainment and you want to make blockbuster movies.
We got a great show for you today. Good boy. What the hell?
Oh yeah, there's one last one.
I really wanted the Green Lantern part too.
So can just from like watching this, can we say that that is not slop?
That's not a lot.
Can we all just safely admit that like if I showed you this and I said this was a trailer from Warner Brothers, you would look at that and you say, holy fucking shit, I want to go watch that.
Yep.
Okay, so I know what I think, but like, what are your thoughts? Like, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is that if they can do this, because I've already seen some of the things that they're doing with Google, the gaming thing, right? It's just very hard to get like good footage of like that's this exciting from that. But like, what are your thoughts in terms of like creativity, specifically creativity? Because this used to take thousands of artists, hundreds of thousands of artists to do this. These were all done using a prompt.
I think it's going to be the next thing. Like, you're going to get to a point where people are creating their own YouTube videos of what they want. Like, if for people like us who've been using these tools and tracking them, it's crazy how there was Nano Banana, and I thought that was a holy shit when Google came out with that. Now there's this, where it surpasses all the video models that we've seen. Like, this is the closest thing to real shit where you can't tell. unless you watch these forms of media. Like if you don't watch this shit, this is real. Like this is real. Like no matter what, you're asking for when it's gonna come out, and I want to know how this is going to, when it comes to video game development. I want to know how. I think the most important thing with AI is how is this going to lower development costs and improve these games? Because I'm of the mindset I would be very disappointed that they can't find a way to make this work in the video game space in terms of shortening the process, like QA, having an AI just run through QA, how fast that would be. So with all of this shit, like especially with Hollywood's gonna be in trouble because people are gonna, I'm not saying everyone, but there's going to be a new class of people that come up and start making movies and TV shows.
Exactly. Imagine someone with Christopher Nolan's talent using this shit.
Yeah. Like we can find that shit now. So like that shot is crazy. That's a crazy shot. Wow. And it's like, dude, the animation, soon it's going to start getting to the point where when you're using these tools, you're going to be able to get the keyframes. You're going to be able to start editing the small little things like, oh, I want him to throw a punch this way.
Yeah.
And then him react this way. Like this shit is moving so fast.
Like, and again, like for me, it's the problem. Oh my god, they're not gonna do the combination. Like for me, it's like look at how good the anime. Like, the problem with Western AI is that this shit always like there's a clunkiness that you completely immediately realize like, okay, this is AI. Like the way that this is so seamless, a lot of it, like the way that they connect in terms of punches, action scenes, like they do it so well. Why would I need to hire animators? Because this scene would have taken about like how much 500 hours of animation.
Yeah.
And it's done with a prompt.
Done with the goddamn prompt, bro. Like that's unbelievable. So it's like, dude, this
blows my freaking mind, dude. Like,
and like you see how there's debris, there's the smoke. It's the little things.
It's convincing. Look at this. Like, you could make a movie like this, and then people would be like, okay, cool. They would to see that scene.
I'm like, there's so many things this thing is accounting for, and it's doing it. Like, look at this shit. You're not telling me. That's insane. That's crazy,
bro.
Like,
again, this is where we are. This is pretty much what we have. And like, of course, this is not like the reason you haven't seen a lot of this is because this is not Western AI. This is Chinese AI. So even like the likes of like your bigger AI companies are trying to suppress this. And whenever like they can in the West, anyone that is this in the West will get like a letter from WP's lawyers or whoever's lawyers. So all this is just people like doing it through China. In the West, it's impossible because like they will very much like, especially look at this. This is movie. This is what if I told you this is from Justice League 2, you telling me you wouldn't believe me?
Yeah. Like the untrained eye, you're not gonna get this shit, bro. You're not gonna see. You're not gonna see anything. Like there's so many people I show videos to that go like when can I see it?
Yeah, no, this is incredible. I love what Fuzzy says. We've come a long way since Will Smith eating spaghetti. Yeah, they've even shown that evolution. But the Chinese one is insane. Look at this.
The Chinese, they've got their AI is way better.
Because this is Power Rangers physics used with a cat. Okay, no, Transformers. Okay, cool. Though, but I just wanted to share this because this blew my mind. I was like,
Just Jet Li. I mean, Bruce Lee. What the fuck? Look at this shit. You could see the clothes. You could see like what, bro?
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, we are in uncharted territory right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where we go from here. I just would not want to be like in like I would be glad that I didn't spend 5 to 10 years studying anything to do with arts, technology, and visual effects.
Yeah.
But anyways, Tai, are you still there? I would love to hear your take.
It's cool, but I think the next thing we should be doing now is all start looking at videos on how to make this kind of content.
Absolutely,
Well,
I agree with you.
Like, someone just needs to put me on, like, some sea dance YouTube video, and then we can because I mean we need to get on the train. Fuzzy says it himself. We'll come a long way from Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yeah, no, I love it. Like for me, I don't think this is a bad thing for us normal or normies. I think this is a bad thing if you own a studio or you're or you've worked all your life to be a special or visual effects or an animation guy in Hollywood.
Yep.
You kind of fucked, dude. Like this is just too much. This is too much.
Because there's departments that are doing lighting, AI lighting, bro.
Yeah. The only thing is, right, like the main limitation with because you can do this in short clips, but for you to animate a whole movie like this, the amount of energy you would need, like you need to power, like in my understanding, like a village or a city, a village to a city, depending upon what your demand was in terms of the energy requirements it takes to do this stuff.
I know, like here, they're building a whole bunch of data centers.
Yes.
They're building a whole bunch of data centers by me,
and they're not even nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
To get it over the line. But yeah, dude, like the future is exciting, and I agree with Tai that like if you're a creative, this is nothing that will hurt you if you're an indie creative. If you're part of a corporate and you own IP, then you might have a problem.
Yeah.
Because how do you stop people from this shit? Well, you eventually can sue them. I get it. Like from a Chinese company, you can't stop them from using Gal Gadot fighting against whoever this dude is.
That's why I didn't get it. I'm like, bro, Baldur's Gate, the CEO. I'm like, who gives a fuck about these people? Like, stop talking about you guys using AI. Stop talking about it.
Don't make a big...
Don't even, like, there's no reason to talk about it. They're not going to understand.
Dude, no one will understand, but look at the fucking results.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're talking to people that don't even use the AI.
Reggie says everyone can make their own canon. Absolutely, Reggie. But like, and again, I don't think that's a bad thing. It means that everybody can experience all the things that you've always wanted to experience from like Hollywood blockbusters. You can literally just prompt them. Like, you want to see a fight between Batman and Tony Stark, you just prompt it.
Well,
but then like my question is like, so does that mean that Hollywood goes away and creatives go away? Like, we don't need creatives anymore because you can just prompt everything that you want. Do we need people making video games for us if we can just prompt a video game? That, like, what happens to the art side of things? Like, what happened to the, because technically it can be done. Does that mean everybody just prompts their own art and they don't have to rely on anyone making art for them anymore?
Yeah.
Tai?
And what do you mean? Like, no one needs it. What was the question?
So, if you have this at your disposal, Tai, would you still need to go see a Hollywood blockbuster movie?
Yes, probably.
Why?
I
You can
think
just prompt that I want to watch this sort of thing, and then
I think for like I think what's gonna happen here is, to some extent, there will be purists. There'll be people who are gonna turn around and say, "Hey, listen, I don't want to I don't want to rock with this. I want real life actors, real life people, and whatever." So I think if you can make some kind of hybrid or 80% real and 20% AI, I think people are willing to kind of probably pay for that. So there'll be like an authentic kind of market being created.
Yeah.
That's number one. But number two, I would imagine Hollywood isn't going to take this line down. They're going to say, well, we're just going to incorporate AI into our things as well. So yes, you're looking at this situation right now and it looks cool, but we're going to hire the best of the best. So you know what? Oshus just made this video, which Oshus is making this, which is pretty cool. Well, guess what? We are going to hire Oshus. And then we are going to, give him better AI tools than whatever you, because you guys are subscribing for like $50 a month. Well, we're gonna have a better AI tool that's like probably gonna cost $350 a month, right? And not only that, we're probably gonna get real life actors to probably kind of like help us, like animate all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, I was gonna be a better quality, and maybe we're gonna get real life voice actors as well. But also, I'm looking at this Cats obviously video now. Like, this is slop. Like, ain't no one watching this shit. Like, no one go to the cinema to watch this bullshit.
Anime type shit, but just better.
Yeah, no, this one, whatever, it could be okay, yeah. But at the same time, like, even as good as this one is, and don't get me wrong, like, listen, 4 years from now, this could even be much better. But like, at the end of the day, you could still probably say, get an actor in there, and I'll give you an example. There's AI videos where people are actually acting in like a garden, and the AI actually changes the garden into the actual like war zone. So I think you're gonna see more regular people acting. Like, for example, one of my friends, the guy Andrew, who I told you that he does videos. He actually got a Kinect camera to record himself like doing the motion capture for one of his videos he wants to make. Right? So I think AI can help people with tools like this. Like, I'm going to get my phone camera, record myself, and now I'm going to use the AI to put myself into some kind of war zone or whatever it is. So I think you might see more things like that. But anyways, I'm just speculating, of course. Richie says a writer can actually make a trailer for their books. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Like, I could see music videos for songs that never got music videos.
Yeah. Like, music videos are the immediate thing that you could do. Because dude, like the possibilities are endless, and I agree with you, Ty, in terms of like from but like it's just like YouTube. Like, the guys with more money eventually ended up monopolizing YouTube anyway. The studios, ended up sort of like coming in and taking over a huge portion of that and directing how the revenue goes. But like, still, smaller creators can still make money. So I think, from my opinion, it's good for smaller creators because you have now access to more. I just want to hear what you think, and I think that can lead us out. So what do you think, Ken or Dick, in terms of this technology, its applications, etc.?
Yeah, like I think the year that this shit is gonna be like completely done, at least it's gonna be like 2030, because I believe there will be a point where AI can generate new ideas or something new from what it has. So like for a movie, for example, like movies, I think people get a little too, they romanticize the creative process a little bit too much. Like, movies are a remix of other movies. Like, it's not that much of an idea, but it's like, what if the AI can create a new idea by taking a whole bunch of ideas and putting into something else that you never would have created? Like, what would a Matrix Star Wars look like? Like, something like that, you know what I mean? Like, something. So that's where where I think it's heading. I'm optimistic it'll get to that point. And I just don't see with this technology. Yeah, there's going to be negatives to it, but I just don't see how this is going to be necessarily bad. I'm a believer of there's going to be AI stuff, and then there's going to be stuff created by people. There's always going to be that stuff, and then it's going to be a hybrid where people use the AI to help them with the workload, and then they come in and polish it up. We're still not there yet. Even with Seed Dance, we're not there yet, but it's getting a lot better. And so I'm excited for what's to come. I really got to start using more of these tools and figure out how to create a full-length video with it.
Yeah, man, like I agree with both you and Ty when you say that like the best thing that we could do, instead of you could ask the questions, but like I think more importantly, start playing with the toys or the tools so that regardless of where the chips fall, at least you have exposure to them, that if they can work towards your advantage, you could use them towards your advantage. To Ty's point, imagine like the sort of videos you could make using your own characters, you know, to sell your own ideas and opinions. Like even if you want to sell a book, if you could use AI to do like a minute clip showing, you know, the intro to whatever book or whatever piece of art you want to sell, dude, sky's the limit.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. So gents, I'll start with you, Ty. Is your video done? Are you finished?
Yo, that video is, I don't know. I need to, I might, like, I don't like the, you know, I did a video on booty, all that kind of stuff, but then I started name dropping the games, and I think that's okay, but I don't really like the way the voices are coming out. So I feel like I need to do it again, but I can't get the audio to sound like my other stuff. I mean, I need to somehow make it better. I tried just like saying all the games at once, like, oh, here's Xbox Studios, Metacritic, boom, done. But then I was like, but I think it's better if I call out the games. But then at some point, calling them out, there were a lot of games, and then I'm like, shit, I haven't called out the Bethesda games yet. So I don't know. I might actually send it to you guys. Maybe if you guys give some tips on that. Because I'm kind of stumped on what to do. I don't know. I'm like, is it too long now? Whatever. But yeah, I was supposed to drop this shit like 2 weeks ago. God damn. But I'm still at it. But like, yeah, I'll probably try and drop it by tomorrow, but by next week.
Yeah, man, like I respect what you do, because editing is fucking hard and it takes time. I don't know how many videos I wanted to edit, but like every time I start, at some point I'm like, fuck this. Like, it's way too much time.
It's like, yeah, it's tedious as fuck, bro.
Dude, it's not for everyone, and you have to. It's one of those things that like you have to force yourself to do it until you get used to doing it, and it's much easier. And then like you can then transfer your ideas, because there's so many ideas for great videos, but it's just like fuck, bro. The mechanics of it. So Ty, I don't the only thing I can say to you, just based on like all the work that you've done before, is don't second guess yourself too much. If you think it's good enough, it's good enough. Put it out there. And then if you can improve it, you can always redo it later and fix this and that or whatever. But if you have something that's complete and you think it's complete, put it out there. You can always retroactively fix it if you want to.
Yeah. True.
So Kenwell, what have you been up to?
So I am currently working on generating ideas on what I can put out for Crimson Desert this week. I want to really take advantage. I always am really late when it comes to when a game is being talked about. So with this game, I want to catch it at the right time. So I'm planning on a release before and after. Like I want to get one Wednesday and then one latest Sunday or Monday. Like I want to get a good flow of videos. And then TikTok is pissing me off because I don't know. It feels like I'm shadow banned on my account, like for the longest fucking time.
Yeah.
And so like my views could be like literally 90 when I have 16.6K followers. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? Like, you're really pissing me off because it felt like at a point, like when I was getting it, I was really like, I had it down to science. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get back to, like I said, I got a new job, which gives me more time during the day. So I feel like I've gotten a new boost of energy of getting these videos done and going back to content creating. So go follow me at Kenwall.
All right, awesome. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Sorry, one last thing. So Ray says AI could easily make any book into a movie. Absolutely, it could. The only thing right now, and this is where why all the Nvidia and all these guys are demanding more funding, is they need actual electricity. They need actual power plants. What do they call them? Data for their data centers. They need actual, like your power stations that power your cities. They need that sort of power so that they can start generating things like movies and video games. And they know where they're not even a fraction close to that. This is why, for now, we can just accept that this can only do short clips, because anything that needs any more extensive type of work is going to cost them trillions, tens of trillions.
Yep.
Yeah. But guys, thank you for joining. So I'm not really working on anything, just the rebranding. I've got a couple of ideas in terms of what names to go with. But once I've got a short list, I'll bring it to you guys, and then I'll ask you to give me your opinion in the chat. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys here again next week, same time, same place. Kenwell, thank you for joining us. Tai, always a pleasure having you, shotgun with me. And as well as to Loke, who had to leave a little bit early today. But always a pleasure having you guys here. Guys, please enjoy your weekends. Happy gaming. And yeah, we're out.
Same day.
Wait, what's Richie? Richie said link. Link for what? Like
link?
Oh, I do see
he's
that.
talking to me?
Link?
Is Richie, are you looking for Tai's link?
Are you looking for the link to the video, Richie, or I'm not too sure what you're referring to.
He's looking for a link to the past.
Oh, Zelda.
I just think this is so cool though. Like with like American AI or just like normal AI, especially when it comes to shit that needs to be physically connecting like in a violent way, it always looks off. And these guys for some reason have gotten that.
Yeah. Especially punching, bro. Like punching is really hard to get. Like that shit looks fucked up on VO.
And they just do it so seamlessly, like it's nothing. We're still waiting. We'll wait, Richie. If you're still there, Richie, Tai just wants to know what link you're looking for.
Yeah, maybe he's gone. It's all right though. Just keep it moving.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Players out. See you guys next week, same time, same place. Peace.